Hello and welcome to Power Play. This week is our official non-binary dominance edition. For 1 week, the NBs outnumber everybody. So please, NBs, be nice to us. Otherwise, hi. I'm Rick Bud, your game master, and these people, these lovely and talented people, are Sam DeLev is Dr. Caden Dialto, Caitlin Bruder is Bennie Beckett, and B. Zelda is Ulez Galley. Hello, everybody. And as you might not notice, Omar Najam, our Vian Vigor, is not here this week. That is because we turned him to stone. And not just in the game. We play for keeps on this show.
No one will take him for granted ever again.
Wow. See, I told you we play for keeps on this show. So, welcome everybody, and I want to throw a special thanks out to Jake and Lauren and the mods and everybody at QueueTimes who does what they do, allowing us to do what we do. We love you all. Thank you so much. And your subs and your bits help support QueueTimes and keep this platform available for all the cool stuff that you see on it. And your donations to the tip jar help feed the people that you see on screen right now. It's our Feed the Cast fund. And to that end, we have some rewards. Here's how they work. If we get to $50, the team gets a point of community determination. I believe right now they have 1 point of community determination. And all three of our characters, if I count correctly, each have one of their own right now. So determination, as usual, going at a premium. If we get to $150, the mysterious benefactor in-game, our team has a mysterious benefactor who sends them gifts, which can be quite useful, although the team doesn't always remember that they have them. But if they did, they would be very useful all over the place. And as we know, outside of the game, our mysterious benefactor is you, the chat. And this week, the chat can provide the team with a state-of-the-art toolkit, which gives +2 to creating or repairing technological thingamabobs, which I believe is the technical term. So if you are, building a robot or repairing some high-tech computer system or doing repairs to Ulez Galley or something like that, anything, these are high-tech tools that give you an advantage when working on things of a technological nature. Just to recap, so far you have gotten the team a pair of powerful nullification handcuffs, 4 medium-range earpiece communicators, state-of-the-art lab equipment, state-of-the-art computer system that has like a cool translucent green shell and a crappy 1980s like monochrome green monitor for some reason, and doggy flying kit, which comes with doggles, a doggy aviator cap, and a harness that lets the flyer carry the doggy on their back. For maximum adorability. And and now the state-of-the-art toolkit. And if we get to $250, it is our after credits lore drop, a revealing glimpse of some important but previously unseen part of our story or universe. So that is what it is. And
Rick, I am terribly sorry to interrupt you, but you have already accomplished your goal of
holy crap
of tier 3. So lore drop.
I was looking at that thinking, because in chat was like, oh, that hasn't been reset. Is that legit?
It has. I just looked and confirmed with the donation history.
Right, because that wasn't the title before, and it also ends in 69.
Oh my god, thank you so much, and it ends in 69.
Because it's non-binary dominance day, y'all.
Dominant. I mean...
Nice.
Mm-hmm. The day of non-binary dominance, to be clear, the community didn't speedrun the goal. They up, down, left, right, right. The goal.
Wow.
They use the codes in the back of Game Shark magazine.
Oh yeah, call Nintendo for those codes.
28638.
They're still calling. No.
Oh my god! Thank you so much, everybody. Wow,
happy non-binary dominance day. Holy heck!
Yeah, happy non-binary dominance day, everybody.
Oh my gosh.
It is a national holiday in our game world. All of Port Ruby on. I guess we'll take the real world date. So on 7/25 in Port Ruby, National Non-Binary Dominance Day. That is not the in-game date today, But since
So in like season 5,
we're
going to celebrate Non-Binary Dominance Day.
We will get that. Somebody write down that date so that we remember when we get to 7/25. It is National Non-Binary Dominance Day in our game universe. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Oh my god,
Oh my gosh.
super grateful. I mean, this means a ton to us. So thank you. And yeah, I mean, I guess you don't need to see the tears in chat anymore. So so thanks for the amazing fan art you've been doing. We love it. And now you can get Power Play merchandise, t-shirts and stickers and so on and so forth. That's got Caitlin's amazing character art on it and Hector's logo. Yeah, there's one of those stickers right now. And Jake will pump the link for the QueueTimes Teespring store into the chat there. The game we play here is called Icons. It is published by Ad Infinitum Adventures and was created by a cool dude named Steve Kenson. You can check him out on Twitter at @skenson. The book edition that I have is published by Green Ronin, and they have been sold out for a while. I should check on that to see if they still are, but you can also get all kinds of PDF updates on Steve's own site, so check that stuff out. Follow Power Play RPG on Twitter and Instagram at Power Play RPG. Power Play is now also a podcast, so check that out if you are among the podcast inclined. And that's the announcements. Time for Power Play. Hello, welcome back. So yeah, wow. Let's just do this thing. Previously on Power Play, Bennie decided to go meet her biological father, Adam Aubrey, at the address that Dino Mink had found for her. So she brought the whole team with her. Only when they arrived, they learned from Adam's husband, Cal, that the team had disappeared 4 days prior. That Adam had disappeared 4 days prior. I know how to read, I promise. The team went to the Baronsdale Public Library, which was Adam Aubrey's last known location, and from a librarian that works there, the team learned that on the day Adam disappeared, a mysterious statue appeared outside the building, a statue that was quickly carted off by the police. By postcogging the spot where the statue was found, Vian learned Adam had an encounter with a mysterious man outside of the library, and the team started to guess that Adam had been turned to stone. They contacted Lila Pendry, their contact at Project 5, to see if any of the prisoners at the Glass Tower had a power like that. And while she didn't personally know, she was able to get them an audience with Steve Stout. Steve confirmed that the statues were the work of former Glass Tower resident Reuben Reese, a prisoner of choice who asked to be locked up so his power could be controlled. Steve also told them Reuben had a son, Doran Reese. The team tracked Doran Reese down at his home in Sutton Village in central Baronsdale. When they got there, Doran was acting a little bit strange and then quickly revealed that his father was hiding in a shed out back. Vian went to investigate. He knocked on the door and phased himself, but when the door opened, he saw a red flash of something, and he was turned to stone. And that is where we pick up. So, we are on the evening of Wednesday, December 9th. You are in Doran Reese's living room in Baronsdale South. Jake, maybe throw up the Baronsdale South map for a minute. Kadrax, you pinged the backyard and you detected a statue where Vian had been standing and what you interpreted as a man fleeing across the backyard. Ulez, I think it was you who saw the statue outside the window.
Yeah, I saw movement. I don't think I've actually seen our friend as a statue yet.
Okay. That is basically right where we dropped off. What does everybody want to do right now?
There was a flash of red light from that window. I am going to investigate normally. Completely normally.
Okay, well that can't be
Vian
good.
is stone, and the other one's running away.
What direction?
Okay.
That way, is there by chance you know, they sometimes put blankets over a couch or like a thing that I can grab of that sort of nature?
Like a throw
Yeah,
blanket.
yeah, like a throw blanket. Sure.
Yeah. Cool. So I'll grab that. Oh no. It's cold. So that means the window isn't open. This is going to be expensive.
I take your hand and we teleport to. Well, we'll see if we teleport.
Okay.
You get
We're
to
gonna teleport outside. Kadrax and I.
I'm gonna run out the door. I'm gonna start going in the direction Kadrax pointed. You
So
guys
wait.
can. I'll meet you there.
Real
This is all
fast,
very,
Benny.
like-
You are headed towards the guy running away or towards the statue.
Towards the guy running away.
Okay. Ulez, make your teleport roll and tell me how your uh-oh die comes out.
Odai is good for my teleport. That becomes 9.
Oh yeah, that'll get the job done just fine.
I'd
And
like to
yeah,
teleport in front of the man who's running away.
sure. You take your best guess. He's going around the side of the building. You know, he's moving at normal human foot speed, and you pop, let's say, to like the front of the building on that side. And when you two appear, it's just kind of the air crackles and poof. There in front of you is Ruben Reese kind of running, and he stops. Ruben Reese, I think we cast as Giancarlo Esposito. He is wearing like a heavy trench coat, and he stops and looks a little freaked out. And he looks at you and he's like, teleporters. Great.
Blanket tackle.
Blanket tackle? Okay, Kadrax, make a prowess roll.
This was a combined plan.
I was gonna death from above it, I'll be honest.
I know, and
Well, you just spared Dorian Reese some serious contractor fees.
yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's the truth. I appreciate the courtesy, honestly. Oh boy, this is going to be a question that I ask. Does the blanket count as a weapon? I'm using it as a net, in effect. So, like, there is a relevance. It's just, God, RPGs are extremely normal.
Improvise trap.
I would think it doesn't count as a weapon because you're not trying to use it to damage him, right? You're trying to get like a hold on him.
The words were blanket tackle, I think.
Yes.
Oh, tackle. Okay. Yeah,
right.
then just
The
make a
goal
prowess roll.
I have understood that Medusae, per our human reference, had their powers from ocular origin. Therefore,
All right, I got a better idea. To rush an opponent, you must be at close or greater distance, be able to use your move to reach the opponent in the panel. Test the character's prowess versus the target's prowess or coordination. Rushing attack does damage equal to the higher of your strength or movement level. So let's say your strength for this purpose.
I am trying. I think this is probably something closer to a maneuver because I'm not trying to hit HP. I am trying to create the quality of the condition of covered up.
Okay, that absolutely works. What did you get for your prowess?
9.
Roll? 9. Okay, well, Ruben Reese, like I said, it's Giancarlo Esposito. We're talking like, a 65-year-old man who is, his powers have nothing to do with, flight or strength or anything like that. So that 9 will be plenty to create a massive success. So that creates the quality of, we'll call it...
cover up.
Yeah, covered up. And you get, I think with a massive success, 3 free activates of that quality.
Nice.
And while Kadrax, you come, jump on him, dive at him with the blanket. Benny, you at this point come running around the back behind him.
Okay. So he's surrounded. That's all I wanted. Figured you guys could get over it.
He is surrounded and on the ground, trying to pull the blanket off of him.
I want to.
Yeah. No.
So he's on the ground, or is he just wrapped up? Sorry.
No, I'm going to say he Kadrax's massive success of pulling the blanket on him has kind of like pulled him down, so he's kind of like on his butt trying to pull the thing off of him.
Right, and I'm on the blanket trying to keep.
Yeah.
We've all
been there.
Okay, so I'm gonna run up to him, and I just want to find his shoulders. I want to put my hands like on his shoulders, and I don't want to like. I'm not forcing him down. Like I want to just like be like I want to. The attempt is grounding, and I just want to be like, Mr. Reese, please just chill out for just a second. Despite how this has gone so far, we're really just trying to help you. Would you be okay talking to us for a second? Like,
make a willpower roll.
Okay.
Oh, I'm changing die. I've gotten 3 1s already in 3 rolls. Okay.
Oh, nice. Keep those dice.
No, they're gone. Blue dice is gone. Red die is in effect now.
Blue die, your check is in the mail.
10?
10.
Okay. He's got good willpower, but that is a moderate success. So you hear he kind of he's struggling, kind of eases a little bit, and he's like, "Are you end?"
No.
And while he's kind of thinking it over, Doran comes running around the front, and he's like, "Dad, stop! All I've wanted for 8 years was to be reunited with you. Don't run away again." And his father just kind of stops underneath the blanket. So what now?
We just want to talk, and preferably not get turned into stone. You think you can do that with us?
I'll try, but I can only control it so much.
Does the
That's
blanket
the
help?
problem. It may.
We can sit on opposite sides of a corner of the house if that would help.
We have
Make
the
you feel
cuffs,
better?
Yes.
Do
Yes.
Oh, we do.
Would
Do
you?
you have what? Sorry.
Cuffs.
Oh, do you have the cuffs? Yeah. Let's assume you do because you brought the van.
We have something that might help, but it probably will seem a little hostile, so we're gonna ask you first. And she kind of like looks at her friends. They are handcuffs, but they will stop your power if that's okay with you.
Do you show him the cuffs?
Do we have them on us? Do we have to go get them?
I think we'd have to go get them. I
We have-
knew Ulez can.
I mean, that seems like if there's one thing that we take with us, it's lightweight and
Probably.
immediately necessary. And do we show him? Well, he is under a blanket, so
Yeah, good point. Okay, so he says, I am familiar with such cuffs. Okay. And he holds his arms out.
well, we have his blanket consent. So
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my god. So I'm assuming you put the cuffs on. He doesn't resist, so there's no roll here. And Doran kind of looks around and he says, maybe we should go back inside, as he kind of looks towards his neighbors' windows and houses.
Oh yeah.
Yes, our friend is also currently turned to stone. I have an idea to conceal them, though.
And Ulez will take the blanket and like take their helmet off, and they're gonna cover the blanket, throw it over Vian, and then put the helmet over top to like secure the blanket.
Oh.
Okay, you will be safe now. We will come back for you.
Yeah, and Doran kind of looks at it and he's like, yeah, that's not conspicuous at all.
Oh, good. Thank you.
And we'll say the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you head inside and sit down in the living room. And Reuben Reese says, I'm sorry about your friend. Like I said, I can't always control it, especially when I'm scared.
Is there a way to undo what you have done?
Maybe. You've asked for a long story.
Yes, I will get everybody coffee, tea, or water. Reese, may I rummage through your kitchen?
And Doran kind of nods. He's just like, whatever you need, sure.
Thank you.
Here, I'll help you. And he goes to the kitchen to get everybody coffee and tea, and you all sit down, all civilized like, with some coffee.
So civilized.
And Rubens, where to begin? I worked for Coralon, the oil company. You know it?
Maybe. Do we? Would I? Probably.
You've heard
We've
of
heard
it.
of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been
in our
in some
notes.
PR1 updates, I think. You've heard they are building offshore oil drilling rigs just outside of Port Ruby.
Cool.
I worked for Coralon. I was a botanist. My job was to put together environmental assessments of areas they wanted to drill in. 8 years ago, they discovered oil reserves off the coast of Port Ruby. Getting an offshore drilling project approved, especially one so close to a major metropolis, is a very tricky matter and can often take years. It requires all sorts of environmental tests and studies and and I was in charge of one of those studies related to undersea plant life. To gather samples, and he hears and he kind of looks over at you and kind of gives a quizzical look, but to gather samples, I would routinely go diving at the prospective site, and on one of those dives, I discovered a strange and beautiful but unknown species of plant life, a red flower that only grew on the sea floor near Port Ruby.
Have you analyzed it? Well, what is it made out of? How does it survive down there? What are its properties?
We wanted to know all of those things, so Coralon gathered as many as they could, all of them, swept the floor clean.
Oh.
And we took them back to a lab. And I began to work on them, but my prolonged exposure had side effects. The flowers, I didn't know, emitted a spore, which I repeatedly breathed in.
A spore from underwater. Wow. Oh, carry on. So this is very interesting. Please.
And the spore slowly began, I understand now, to mutate my DNA. And my body started to produce a chemical that built up in my system. And when it reached, let's say, critical mass, it would discharge in what I can only describe as a reverse photosynthetic reaction as red light.
Huh.
And any living thing in the presence of that light, when it discharged, was changed into stone, as was anything that being was directly touching. Coralon studied me for some time. My former boss and friend, Dr. Christian Baines, himself led the experiments. But eventually, after they learned whatever it was they wanted to learn from me, they turned me over to End, which I did not object to, because, as I said, I couldn't control it and I didn't want to hurt anybody. Even now, years later, I can only hold it in by will for a short time. Come with me to the shed. I want to show you something.
Okay. Do you have any flowers in there?
Sadly, I do not.
Oh, okay.
And he takes you to the shed and he picks up from the floor a pile of books. He says, I got these from the Baronsdale Library. And you can look and spot them, won't make you roll for it. The books are on subjects like botany and biology and chemistry, and they all look very advanced. And he says, after years in the glass tower thinking about the processes behind the reaction and the research I've done in the past few weeks since escaping, I now think I can cure myself and change the statues back to people. Every person, every animal, everyone who became stone can live again.
Okay. How?
Well, the catch is, I need the flower.
Okay.
The only place it exists in the world that I know of is inside the research vaults at Coralon. And the Coralon Research Facility is a veritable fortress.
In your terms, do you compare a fortress to a impregnable prison? Because we have entered prisons that have not meant to have outsiders enter them from the outside, and we were successful.
And any kind of... Are you talking about the glass tower?
Oh, that as well. We have broken into a lot of places. I do not think that the Coralon facilities will be any challenge for us.
You're the ones who set me free.
Oh, correct. Oh, you do know of us. We are very powerful. We are also private investigators. Well, and Ulez will gesture at Stone Vian. I am the only private investigator now.
And you would help me break into the research facility.
To save our friend and
to look at the
others.
plant.
Yes.
Yes.
And to help you too.
Then there's no time to be wasted. So you head back inside, and he breaks out a map of Port Ruby. Jake, can you put up the Drover Island map?
Ooh.
And Ruben says, Coralon's high security research facility is on the southern tip of Drover Island, which sits between Riften and Long Island in the Hallworth River. You can see it there on the map. The only two land approaches are via the Peconic Bridge from Peconic County on Long Island, or the Zwierson Bridge from Riften. An aircraft would be far too conspicuous, so I would assume the only alternative would be to approach by water. Although, I don't know. I wasn't counting on having a teleporter.
Oh, I cannot teleport for long distances at all. We would have other solutions in order to travel over to Drover Island.
Yes, I prefer to fly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I said an aircraft would be much too easily spottable.
What?
I hover. Like, sitting, I just...
Oh, you... Okay.
just translate up the y-axis a little bit while holding my beverage.
He doesn't seem to quite get it, but the building's security is impeccable. There are hundreds of employees in there around the clock. It's like a college campus. But unless they've moved them since I was last there 8 years ago, well, since I was last there several years ago, the vaults are 3 stories underground.
Okay, that's it.
That's all I know. They're constantly updating security. I can't imagine it would look like anything that I remember.
Okay. We can potentially hack into the security terminals to determine the layout of the building and then advance from there.
And we can use physical reconnaissance to reconnoiter.
We have the tools.
And the technology.
We can make him better, stronger, faster. But, sorry.
Well, yes, that's the goal of the mission.
Sorry, no, he didn't say it. Hacking into the systems at Coralon would be most difficult. We would require an expert.
Okay. I don't know. I don't have an expert, but I have the ability to hack into their systems.
And he starts petting Doran's cat as the cat starts meowing at him.
Do we stop back at Vian's office and try to use the setup there? See what we can get beforehand?
I
That
think that would be a very good idea.
be ideal. Yes, I should ask, is discretion a priority in this mission? Because there is always the option simply to, and I look to Benny to make sure I have the phrase right, smash and grab.
Who you're asking, Ruben?
Yes. Is there any reason to be discreet?
That depends. Coralon has committed no crimes that I know of, so you would
Are they
be...
not an oil drilling company?
I
Based
see
on
where
my
you're going, but
knowledge of Earth, the oil drilling and the fracking is not beneficial to our planet. In fact, it is toxic and it is harming it greatly.
It was
That
one of
is
the
true.
approximate reasons our order decided to send a team here.
Oh, I could see that.
Yes.
and Ruben kind of raises an eyebrow at that.
Benny just shrugs at him.
Sadly, none of those things are illegal. So you would be stealing from somebody who is not a criminal organization. They could call the police on you, have you arrested. If you don't care about any of those things, there's certainly no reason for discretion.
Your people also consider execution legal. Therefore, I often wonder how good your laws are.
That's fair. Do we have or know anyone? Like, do we have any contacts that can get us some sort of in? Like, Lila got us to talk to Steve. Do we know anyone who could, I don't know, be allowed into the building and then do some sort of sneak around from there? I don't know how far that'd get us, though.
Unfortunately, we have lost one of the members of our team who would be useful in a deceptive situation. This is perhaps
That's true.
not my area of expertise.
Vian makes a lot of business calls, and I have listened to quite a few of them. While I do not possess the same charm that he has, I have heard of how he speaks to many customers, clients, and friends.
You are quite excellent. I think your social camouflage is far superior to mine, and frankly flawless.
Oh, thank you. I have been working on it for quite some time.
It goes.
Ruben, I wouldn't trust any of my old contacts. But if you are truly an expert hacker, perhaps you could put security clearances into the computer for us.
Oh, that is a very good idea. I would not consider myself an expert. I have not gone to school for the purposes of technology. My field of study is, in fact, botany, but I will apply my knowledge. Would you like to come to our office? We have a private investigator's office, although we don't have a secretary reception. We are working on it at the moment.
And when he hears that, he's sort of like, fellow botanist.
Yes, we greet you.
We greet you.
Okay, so we go get in the van, go back. See, is this something we're doing tonight? What day of the week is it? It's like a Tuesday or a Wednesday? It's the middle of the week.
It's in the middle of the week, yeah.
Wednesday.
December 9th.
Okay.
Night.
Middle of the week, middle of the night. Is this what we want to do this? Is there like a time of the week when the traffic is lower? Like, I guess I don't want to wait that. I don't want to wait till the weekend, so it might have to be a nighttime operation.
And Ruben says, in my memory, they work constant day and night shifts, so there's no advantage to going in during the day or during the night as far as people being around. But if we are coming in as outsiders, most of the outside experts and scientists and others who came to the research compound came during business hours during the day.
Okay, so do we prep tonight and go in the morning? Does that sound good to everybody?
Well,
Ulez, you want to be our expert, our guest expert?
Oh, yes, that would be very exciting. Thank
Coming
you.
into the botanist sphere to check out some stuff for them? That might be
Yes.
our in.
Could
Would it-
I have a disguise?
And Ruben is like, I would recommend it.
Okay.
Kadrax, do you still have any doctor's coats? Lab coats?
Yes, naturally.
Might have to hem it, but
Perhaps there is one from the medical students. Those are shorter. They often get mixed into one's personal inventory. Should I attempt to surveil the physical location, given that I am not useful in matters of technology, at least not at Ulez level of specialization?
yeah, do we want to split? You go do that tonight and meet back up with us at the office afterwards?
Yes, just straightforward pinging. I promise I will not interface directly without very good reason.
Thank you.
Understood. Yeah, we thank you. This
Okay.
sounds like a plan.
Also, I do have to go home and walk dog.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh, we
that's
figured
good.
it has been some time.
It is, yes.
And Doran kind of he kind of points through the backyard. He's like, "You want to just leave your friend out there, or should
No,
we take him
well-
with us?"
I think he should either come inside or come with us. I don't think we should leave him in the yard.
Okay.
Can he
Thought-
fit in your van there?
Probably.
We might have to put the seats down, but we can make it work.
All right. So let's say Ulez and Benny and Doran and Ruben go to work moving Vian stone.
Bungee cord him to the top. Come on.
Yeah,
We just
bungee
like
cording
crane
stone
style, I
Vian.
just fly him up and onto.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think
Put the
Omar would
goggles
approve.
I don't want to get like I want him out of sight. I don't want the cops called on like we found another one. Let's go remove it from whatever. So
Yeah.
I think I want him out. I want him out of eyeline.
All right, so you go to work on that. Let's follow Kadrax. Kadrax, where do you fly first?
Dog.
Okay.
Fly
Dog.
home, walk dog. That is. Yes.
Do you take dog with you on your flying trip, given that dog now has a little doggy aviator kit?
I am planning on staying a very long distance away. So this is safe for dog kind of mission, and therefore an excellent opportunity to acclimate them to such missions so that dog will be prepared when it is time also to cooperate under higher pressure.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
I think running on the water might be enjoyable for them.
Oh, who's kill Bobby? So flying obviously is a free action for you. So you load dog up, put the little aviator cap on, goggles, and just lift up from your place in Baronsdale Heights, and you soar over Baronsdale. You pass, the bridge. What is it? The McQuilly Bridge connecting Ridge Gardens to Lower Avalon, and again, it's like kind of flying past this, gorgeous suspension bridge, and you pass over the neighborhoods where the vault, where it was, where you fought with Curtis Haber, and then you turn and follow the Hallworth River up to Drover Island. And Drover Island, it is flat and ugly. It is really nothing but paved roads, industrial facilities, highways, It is the kind of, it's really just like a connecting spot between, Long Island and Riften. And it looks like the kind of place that most people just kind of pass through on their way to something else. Like nobody lives there. There is not a residential house to be seen on the entire island. And it is not difficult to find the Coralon Research Facility. It is a very large spread, and you saw it on a map that Ruben showed you.
They're on the southern tip he mentioned.
Yep. The property is just absolutely massive, to coin a phrase.
Yes.
And it is, you can see, how close do you get, by the way?
Do you have the power chart? Because I was just about to pull it up as adjunct to that question. I just want to stay at the long range of level 6 ping. No reason to get closer.
A level 6 ping. So level 6 is like a few miles. That seems a little bit long for a ping, It's like, let's say, you probably have to be, let's say, a few 100 yards away. A couple of football fields,
That I will accept the assertion that constitutes a couple of football fields.
Let's say 300 yards for the sake of argument. Close enough so that you can kind of visually range the target. Yeah, it's like, it's like anything further than that, and it's like your ping would just sort of be blurry and probably not.
So then, in
useful.
this, you have provided my answer.
Yeah, I guess we just made that up right now. Somebody should write that down. Probably me. 300 yards.
Wait 5 minutes, it'll change if I up my stats.
No. We never know. Okay. Everything in this game is rigid and sorry.
Increased abilities, maybe I'll be able to ping from very far away. We never know.
Yeah, it's true. At some point, if you keep upping that, you'll be able to do a hell of a lot of stuff with that power. But for now, let's say
100 yards.
You make
what
your
is
ping
that in meter? Does Kadrax know yards? Sorry, yes.
I mean, it's a yard and a meter are very, very close to each other because, like, remember, yardstick, meter stick.
Wait, why would Kadrax know meters though either?
Because they're better than yard. I don't know.
Yes. Okay, we should get into this. We should focus. This is what I am saying to Dog. Let's say.
Okay. Yeah.
It is actually not just an international standard; it is an intergalactic standard, apparently somehow. So, it's a few hundred meters, few hundred yards, basically the same. And you make your ping roll.
Yes. Yes. Nine.
Okay, that is a moderate success. Does ping function the way is it a complex task or functions? Is that how we've been doing that?
So it's a mastered stunt in effect.
Oh, it's a mastered stunt. Okay, so you don't have
because
to
when I get enough massive successes on a complex task, then it counts as a mastered stunt for me.
Okay, so you don't have to lose a stamina over that if it's a mastered stunt, let's say. So yeah, that is a moderate success, and you can see through your ping. The property is surrounded by a tall barbed wire fence. There are several small buildings surrounding one gigantic building, like right in the center, clearly, the main research facility. There is only one road that goes into the entire complex, which you can detect is guarded by what you would assume is a guard booth. Like one of those little security arms. You detect what you think is probably a loading dock behind the building. You detect dozens and dozens, possibly hundreds of people inside, kind of spread out all over the place. The building goes 4 stories above the ground, and just as Ruben said, it goes 3 stories below the ground. Beneath the property, you can detect pipes, sewer tunnels, underground cables, all the kinds of stuff that you would associate with, stuff you might normally find beneath a building. And that's it.
Yes. Talk to me about roof access.
What do you want to know about roof access?
I mean, in general, I assume to some degree the answer is yes. But you'll have the little thing so that someone can go and maintenance the AC on top of the building, sort of thing. Or there's a skylight, I saw Catwoman tragically. These things happen in.
That's what you've seen?
Yes.
Out of all the superhero films,
out of all,
look.
Mm-hmm.
500 billion great movies of all time. You've missed all of them, but Catwoman was what you saw.
Look,
we're gonna have a long
eyes
talk
on the front
after
of my
this
face
show.
and no apologies in my mouth.
Okay. Yeah.
You have all the pop culture voids on the show today. We're just gonna have to roll with this.
Right. Every time you
and
see a
this
name,
void
we'll be
is where
aggressively
prohibited.
Googling it.
So yeah, from where you're at with your moderate success, you can see that it's there are a couple little air conditioning, those little air conditioning coils that are on top of the building, and there is a door that allows roof access for probably for maintenance guys to go up there and clean those out or whatever. And otherwise, there are no skylights that you can detect. It all seems to be very similar density. And otherwise, it's just the flat roof covered in, that kind of gravelly stuff that roofs are often covered in. And that's it.
Have a green roof. Of course they don't. Why am I even saying they would do it for PR? It's
for the
pay
optics.
A nickel in a PR for $1 of sin.
Yeah.
That principle.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, they don't even pay the nickel. Okay, cool. This is character revealing for the corporation. How far does that particular stairwell go? Sometimes the ones that go to the roof will go all the way to the bottom of the void.
This one goes to the ground floor.
Cool.
But not to any of the below ground floors.
And I can see separately, how far would the next stairwell be? Because if I can detect the stories, one can detect sort of the tunnel that is a stair.
Down.
Right, yes. Sorry, we're instantiating building details.
You do detect another stairway that goes through those 3 ground floors. It is some distance away from the other stairway. You can't quite get enough of a layout of the building to, understand if that one's behind, a different wall or a locked door or something like that. This, it's from your distance with a moderate success, the inside's a little bit murky. But there is a second stairway, and you definitely detect elevator shafts, in various places around the building.
All right, so one has to go down a hallway, perhaps interface with humans in a social manner in order to get from stairwell to stairwell, for instance. But it isn't necessarily all the yonking way across.
Yeah, it's, right. It's not all the way across the complex, but they are not right on top of each other either. You would have to pass down a hallway that seems to pass a couple of other rooms and a couple of other halls, but it's not super far or anything.
All right, and there are pipes, sewer tunnels, and underground cables. Can you give me a broad sense of the diameter, people size, not people size for the piping? This is the only.
The pipes are like plumbing pipes. They're not really people-sized. The sewer tunnels are certainly, large enough for people to pass through.
And how thick are the cables?
All kinds of thicknesses. these look like, cables that, all kinds of electrical work down there and running in every which way. It is a crowded, crowded urban, kind of, construction thing, which I believe is the technical term.
Yes.
Me vocabulary. Good.
That's correct.
Like Frankenstein. Yes. Okay, yeah.
Doing a quick sweep, are they separately cabled from the rest of the island? Because that is something that, for redundancy's sake, corps like to do. What if we pay money to insulate ourselves from municipal services?
You cannot tell that from your moderate success.
No, I mean, just taking a lap around the island kind of thing.
Oh,
if I have to roll separately, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. How are you trying to figure this out? Like with a second ping, or with like just like kind of observing the island? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't see the cables.
Okay. If you're taking a lap around the island and you're making another ping, give me another ping roll.
All right.
And while you're flying around the island, as you pass over the water, Doggy's doing that little thing that dogs do when they see water beneath them.
They get.
We absolutely get low enough. So they're just little kickies.
Doggy paddle.
Like dog is running.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Another 9.
Another 9. All right. This time, this time that 9 is a major success. I'll say it looks like Coralon shares some of its system with the main power from the island, but then also has like its own sort of little power generator that powers what you would probably just kind of guess intuitively are like essential systems and things like that. Things that they would want to keep up if like there was like a blackout citywide or something like that.
Right. Okay. And like a separate fiber optics kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Why not?
Okay, sure. No. I haven't come to any conclusions yet. I'm just trying to understand the lay of the
Folks, Sam Delev getting me to architecturally design an entire high-tech research facility.
You weren't already
for your
ready?
entertainment.
Come on, Rick. We
I
know
thought
you
I
had
was
that all
ready.
planned.
I can apparently never be ready enough. Yeah.
No, because we don't know what kind of chaos we're going to cause until we arrive. But now we have a better understanding that will soon be supplemented by data at this very moment that flows through those fiber optic cables back to hacking legend Ulez Galley.
And that seems like a good place to switch over to Ulez and Bennie.
Nailed it.
Oh,
and
Rick, you're the best. You're my favorite.
Couldn't transition on non-binary dominance.
Transition. That's the word I was trying to say. I speak very well.
Is it just us and Ruben, or is Doran coming with us too? We have room in the van, but I just didn't know if you wanted to come with
let's
too.
say Doran came with.
Okay.
And he has been mostly quiet. On the drive over, Ruben, so what is your interest in botany? Ulez, is it?
Oh, correct. You may call me Ulez Galley. My species, we are not from Earth. We participate in acquiring knowledge. We observe. We take all of this knowledge and then we return it back to our planet and then we look at it. And my field of study was botany. And there are plants on many planets, and there are planets that don't even have anything natural that grows. They could all be rocks or gems. And Earth has been quite an experience. I have not even begun to delve with what is under your ocean. The ocean takes up so much of your space. You do not have a lot of land on this planet.
You are from another planet?
Oh, correct.
And he kind of sits back in his seat and it's just amazing.
You don't meet a lot of folks that are not from Earth?
No, I met some pretty remarkable people at the Glass Tower, but as far as I know, they were all locals.
Oh, okay. Well, we greet you. It is very nice to meet you. Could you tell me about your research with this red plant? What did you end up calling it? You have Latin names for a lot of your identifications, and I really enjoy them. There's a lot of vowels that are used in those words, and I really enjoy it.
It's called Sample 70 UC.
Sample 70 UC. Okay, it doesn't sound very nice, but it still works.
I did not name it. It was just the automatic designation from the Coralon collection system.
Oh, do you have a layperson's term for it?
No, I never did. Maybe we can come up with one together.
Like Plant Ruby as a play on our current location?
And he's just, I like that very much.
Oh, okay, thank you. That was the first idea that has arrived.
And might I say, Ulez Gali, meeting you is one of the most remarkable moments of my life.
Oh, thank you.
What are the plants like on your world?
Oh, they are very boring. We don't have a lot of opportunity to do much. They are mostly for aesthetic purposes, as we do not have to breathe the same air as you utilize your oxygen and how your plants contribute to the air that you breathe. My planet is rather structured. We have something rather akin to your grass, but much like the grass that you have here, it is merely for aesthetic purposes, and yet it grows and it must be maintained at a very specific length. It is tedious business. What is your interest? Do you like to learn about how the plants grow? What they are made up of? The soil? What is your interest?
Well, once upon a time, my interest was simply in protecting them, doing what I can to minimize the damage done by companies like Coralon.
Oh. Would you do that again?
It is a little far down the road for me to see right now.
Oh, okay.
To be perfectly honest, I could spend the rest of my life just listening to you talk about the plants on your world.
Oh, you're always welcome to our office. I would be happy to talk about these things.
I would like that very much.
Benny is just quietly smiling from the driver's seat through all of this, just like just a peaceful drive in the middle of the night when like the roads are empty and like the street light flashing every once in a while. It's just a very charming, like peaceful, happy conversation happening in the back seat. And I think Benny's just smiling, like it's just cute.
After where your day started, this
this is good.
Yeah, and sense of relief is probably very good for your heart.
Yeah.
And we'll say you get back to Vian's office, and we'll call it the agency, and we'll say it takes a moment, and the four of you lug the Vian statue up there rather than leave him in the car. I would assume. I mean, I shouldn't force your hand if you want to leave him in the car, but
that's probably best.
I like to imagine us in the elevator, like awkwardly trying to like
Yeah, and so some guy on his way to his office kind of like sees like all of his like, I'll take the next one, you get the Vian statue back in there, and I'll say as you're getting there, Kadrax, you are returning from your reconnaissance mission, which took about the length of the drive, and lugging the statue in both directions, and so on and so forth. And you now, the five of you, are reunited at the agency.
Dog's legs are wet up to their elbow.
Oh,
and like the under of the tail a little, as if perhaps someone might have gotten flappy.
And Dog goes and curls up in the doggy nook that Vian built right next to the shrine to Pete Alameda.
Can't forget that.
Who could?
It's right there in our office, You
and
walk
brightly
in.
Colored. Apparently, it is not chemically neon, and yet the colloquial term.
So, when you get back, Ruben sees you and is, must be wonderful to be able to fly.
is an unexpected pleasure.
I knew a couple of flyers at the Glass Tower. I was always envious of that power.
Hard come by. Sometimes, perhaps.
It seems liberating, where my power feels more like a prison.
Have you had cause to think about how it could be used productively?
Turning things to stone?
It is effectively alchemy.
Seems like a bad kind of alchemy. Especially since my power principally only works on living things.
At this time, with this skill expression and this understanding of yourself.
What did you learn on your reconnaissance mission?
I will recount what I have observed. I will probably take a bit of additional care with the points of entry and egress, with what I understand of the stairwells and the lifts, of the tunnels, and what I observed there, and the cables as a potential point of vulnerability to sabotage and create chaos.
And Doran hears that and he's kind of like, oh, okay, so what's the plan?
Are we still leaning on our plan to enter as an employee of the building?
Or a guest researcher or something that we could come in as your assistants to your team. You as a head botanist or something? If you made us some credentials.
Given the size of the building, we don't know exactly where our target is, and so being able to access it relatively freely or being taken directly to our destination would be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
And Rubens, I know where the vault is. And he turns to Doran and he's like, you're not coming, though. And Doran's like, hey, fine.
Would you not be conspicuous given your former employment there?
Yeah. Would you also like a disguise? A hat? Oh, another lab coat.
It's been a long time since I've been there. I can't imagine many would recognize me still, but yes, I would accept a disguise. You'll need me. Find the vault, find the samples, recognize them, know how to handle them.
Oh, okay.
I would like to roll an ill-advised insight check.
Okay, give me... You're trying to figure out if he's telling the truth or if he's got to...
No, I think he's telling the truth. I'm just trying to figure out how much of him wanting to go is motivated by wanting to be a part of it and doing it and being an agent in this versus genuinely being necessary. There's...
Okay, make an intellect roll.
You need me for this. Okay, 12.
Nice.
No, wait, 12? Let me double check. No, 11. That's very different. Prime.
You detect... He believes it. He thinks you need him, but he also seems to just really want to go. Like, there is an additional eagerness there.
Does it have a vindictive aftertaste?
You maybe get a little bad juju off of it.
I am but one Jew. Okay. Perhaps we will understand more about our approach once Ulez has accessed the system. The extent to which they can penetrate the digital securities will determine what we are able to do in terms of infiltration.
All right, Ulez, you can sit down at your translucent green computer with its crappy 1980s monochrome monitor for some reason, which gives you +2 to hacking-related tasks. And you are investigating, so you can use your investigation bonus.
Okay.
This counts as an investigation. Yeah.
I mean, we're searching for.
Okay, it's close enough. I'm going to give it to you here.
Okay, we're also in like the office. Like this is where we do our best investigating.
This is true, and although everything you're doing there does not count as investigation,
Right? Pet's dog.
But yeah, you are trying to, you are do something that is part and parcel to an investigation. You are not exactly, you're kind of seeking information here. You are looking for a way into the computer. You are looking for how their credentialing system works.
Exactly. We'll go through all the
Give me an intellect roll, add all those bonuses onto it.
Okay. While Ulez is investigating, I don't need to do this right now, but just while Ulez is investigating, is there like a kitchen in this office space? Is there like a kitchenette?
Yeah, let's say there's a kitchenette. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Like a sink and a microwave.
Yeah, while this is happening, I want to take Ruben like into like the kitchenette and like make him like a coffee or something. I do want to talk to him, but we can do this first. I just want to say while Ulez is researching, I want to take Ruben aside.
Trying to distract him? Is that what's going on here? Mm-hmm. Okay. Then in that case, you don't have to roll for it. He goes with you for some coffee. And Ulez, give me your intellect roll and add all those applicable bonuses.
Oh my god, so good. I got a 12. And visually, I just want to let you know that like Ulez like gently like pats the really cool monitor on the computer screen, and like it lights up a little bit and like screen flickers on, and then like you see the website, and then like it zooms in and you see like the database and the logs of all the people that work there, and then like it zooms in, and then maybe it's like unnecessary information, like it looks like your command tool where you're just like typing in things nonsensically, but there we can enter in our information and pull existing information so it can match in the databases as if like we're actual employees there, or we're actually people who've been registered to go there.
All right, well, you put your hand on the computer and you said you got a 12?
Correct.
Okay. That is a success. I'm not going to tell you what degree of success, but it is a success. Mm-hmm. And all those things that you just said happen. And
do you want to use the point of community determination to make it like to juice
from
it?
From here to determine.
I don't know.
Do you want to juice it?
Oh, only because Rick is being cagey.
Well, I don't say this is a very good time to run up the score in terms of like where there's worth in like any given roll, like one attack hit, whatever. Mm-hmm. You make 12 of them if you're like me. But like this pays off the whole heist.
Yeah.
And this wasn't an investment. Yeah. Whole heist.
This wasn't because of what Rick said. We're going into a high security research facility. They're gonna have higher security than more stuff we normally do. That's why I'm suggesting
more than just like a key fob.
Yeah.
So I am learning through and through.
All right, you're using your point of determination.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Or you're using a community point.
How many community do we have? We got 2 or 1.
You have 2 communities and you have 1 person.
I'm gonna use a community one.
Yeah.
Thanks, team.
Benefits everybody.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings it back down to 1, and you all each of you have 1 now. So, okay, so that brings it up to 14.
Yes.
Man, I could be a real jerk here and play a trouble back at you, but I won't.
I won't stop you.
Nah, I think I'm going to let you have it since you spent determination. I feel like it would be nasty of me to play troubles to cancel out a point of determination. So I mean, it is within my prerogative of GM according to the rules, but it kind of seems like a dick move to me. So
there's a time for a dick move and time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this is not the moment for a dick move like that. So, so with a 14, you get a higher degree of success. Mm-hmm. Coralon, very secure computers. But you are in, and all the things that you described happen. You find access to the file that lists people who work there and visitors, and all the departments and stuff like that. What would you like to do?
I want to be registered as a outbound researcher that is coming in to investigate some stuff. But I want high enough clearance that we're not going to get questioned by most people. When we step in and go through the initial security, we scan whatever piece of information that gets us pulled in, and they'll look at that and be like, oh, these people are really tough, we don't want to talk to them.
A very important guest specialist or something.
Very important guest specialists. Call that VIP.
Hey.
Passes. What names do you put in?
Oh no. Who's around me? Because I know Bennie walked away with Ruben.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
I think Kadrax and Doran.
You have
are in the room with
Doran
you.
and Kadrax, yeah.
There's an human to save us from ourselves. Might not be in the mood or paying attention in the moment. We'll find out.
Well, first, Ulez will turn to Kadrax. I have the opportunity to provide aliases for ourselves. Do you have a preferred name that you would like to use that does not have any prior associations?
Are non-prior associations required? I do have a human alias.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Bennie and Kadrax do.
Yes, we can use those. They will, however, be in the database of this oil company, and as long as you are comfortable with that, I think that it is rather fun. Oh, we are pretty anonymous anyways. I think we are good.
That makes sense. Kadrax has never had to worry about, wait, do I care about whether my human alias is associated with evil?
And,
That's the moment that
Doran is like, you might want to use a fake name here. You are breaking into a highly secure research facility, and they could call the cops on you if they have your name.
Oh, I was thinking of our fake IDs to get into the prison that one time.
Oh, this is not my real name.
Well, do you remember?
Dog is confirmed.
Yeah, and dog just starts barking from the doggy nook somewhere. Do you remember what your alias was? I can look it up for you. You want to give me a second?
I think Caitlin's ready.
I remember at one point using the alias K, but that was a different one. I think that was when I did the hallway fight with Curtis.
That's so great.
Well, for Curtis.
Yeah.
Question mark.
I
mean, I'm about to be like John Humanson if you don't stop.
Right?
And you want to be John Humanson? I kind of love it. Your alias in... Was it Beware the Moon?
We were...
That would have been.
Yep.
Oh, I have it.
Hang on, let's see who gets it first.
Yeah, you might get it for me.
I do not. I told you the note I have from that episode is that Audrey Reese had grenades. I remember the important things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Audrey Reese did have grenades. That's right.
We are, you are Quinn Harrington, and I was Mia Stout.
That's why that name was in my notes.
Oh my god. That's great.
Right, so Quinn Harrington
episode
is
8.
Kadrax.
Quinn Harrington.
Mia Stout is
Mia
Bennie.
Stout.
Who else are you making IDs for? Yourself, I assume?
Yeah, myself. I'm Ulez will enter their name as Sherlock Watson.
Perfect.
Recent media that they've consumed makes sense.
I think you should get a point of determination for that. I think that's honest but naive. There's no way that a human person would not be like,
what is that name?
Okay, I think that's naive enough.
that is honest but naive. You can't 100%.
We're going to assume that you didn't say it out loud so that nobody there can tell you not to do it.
No.
No.
Ulez is determined for that determination.
Sherlock Watson, love it. And you making one for Ruben?
Yeah. Ulez will kind of look over Ruben and Benny as they're chatting away, and then back to Kadrax. What alias do you think we should provide our new ally? Should it be like Stone Medusa? Medusa Stone. I'm really trying to work with the limited information that I have about him. He is a botanist, but we can't put that in his name. That is his title. Oh, you are
Doran just
muted.
watches.
But they do have professional surnames. For instance, Baker.
Oh.
So it would be a viable surname were he to accompany us.
Stone botanist. Stone botany. Stony botany? I am unsure about the first part. Rock? Concrete.
I do recall the human I live with talking about another human called the Rock. So yes, clearly that is a usable name in this culture.
Excellent. Okay. And then Ulez will type in rock botany.
We are hitting rock bottom.
And done.
Oh my gosh.
Doran just watching this conversation happen,
Before
with
you
increasing.
Before we input it into the database, I will lean closer so that perhaps we are not perceived by Doran. And
I like this too much to screw it up that way. Yeah, we'll say Doran is playing with dog or something and missed this. Yeah.
oh yeah, no, absolutely, we cannot. We cannot allow humans to interfere in matters for.
No, I want rock botany.
It's very good.
I have concerns about Ruben's motivations on the mission. It is possible that he might harbor some resentment toward his former employers for exposing him on a prolonged basis to a mutagenic toxin.
Oh, that does make sense. Should we? Oh, that cat.
While I have all
dog starts
respect
making
for
cat
them.
noises.
It is a building that has neighbors. There is a feline that does occasionally walk
by the fire
past
escape,
the
yeah.
closed window on the fire escape. As far as I can tell, it is purely to vex dog.
I believe that is correct. But how do you think we should proceed with the situation then, Kadrax? Because I do think it is prudent to have him on this mission, if only to guide us in the right area. The building, as you described, is rather large.
My concern is purely that he might not be forthcoming about such vengeance. Not the existence of vengeance itself, which does seem situationally justifiable.
Mm-hmm. Truly, I would be upset if I was exposed to a spore that had such effects upon me without my consent. Okay.
But perhaps Bennie is using her superior social insight into the human psychology. She seems to connect with them.
Mm-hmm.
And like at that moment, I feel like Kadrax and Ulez will kind of like turn their heads and look back at the little kitchenette with the two of them.
We're really doing these transitions.
We are killing it.
Non-binary Dominus Day.
Yeah.
So good.
And you're sipping coffee with Ruben, and
So I did actually want to have a conversation with him.
Sure.
So when we walked over, Benny's gonna start like putting the coffee machine together and like getting stuff ready to go. And it's kind of quiet for a second. And then she's gonna be like, "You were alone for a really long time, weren't you?"
Well, you don't count the guards.
I don't.
Then yes. But a man like me is never completely alone. I have Beethoven, and Bach, all kinds of friends in my head.
That's something to get you through. Have you just been running around since you got out of the tower? Hiding? Or
I made my way out of Avalon. At first I thought I would immediately go to my son, but wasn't sure I could go back to him like this. So I started visiting the library as carefully as possible. Like I said, I can't quite control the power. When I feel it building up, I can hold it in for a little bit. Whenever I felt it, I would run back outside and hide in the alleyway. I started doing research, expanding on the theories that I had been building in my head during that time that I spent at the glass tower. Eventually, when I had decided I knew the way to find the cure, I sought out Doran again. He also works at Coralon. He's just a rig jockey, but I thought maybe he would have a way of helping me get into the facility. I didn't know what I would do then, but if I had to turn every person in there to stone to get that flower, I would do it, because once I have it, I can make the cure, and I can turn them all back.
that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna help you, man. I know what it's like to be afraid of what you can do. Be afraid of yourself, I guess.
Can you do something?
And she's gonna try to light her hands on fire really quick. I do have that, would I? Yeah. So she kind of like, just in one go, both hands are gonna start on fire.
Oh. Pyrokinetic.
Yeah. That was a word I learned probably younger than most kids. And she'll tap it out. I still can't really control it. And now I'm learning that I can do more, which is kind of scarier, but the point is, before I met my friends, and she'll kind of like point back to them like hunched over the computer, I probably would have been amenable to the same things that you were. Anything to make it stop.
It's a sad place to be when you want to lock yourself up away from the world. I hope you never feel that way again.
I haven't in a while. It's because of them, mostly.
And he sort of looks over and he comes back and looks back and he's...
We're gonna help you.
Maybe I should have trusted more in my family instead of hiding away. I think I'll trust you now.
And Benny's gonna kind of like hold a hand out.
And he kind of reaches...
Her hand is probably her hand is a little hot to the touch, probably, but she's gonna shake his hand and be like, "We're in this together. We're trusting you, so hope you can trust us too."
Follow you to the ends of the earth, Benny Beckett.
Likewise.
And he kind of looks over and sort of sees that you all are talking now, and let's see what's going on with them. And he walks over. Are the fake IDs in place?
Oh, yes, we are all set up. I do have to print them out, and we might have to stop over at the library, but it will be just quick.
Well, maybe we should get a little shut-eye. And he looks over to the couch. Leave
Yes,
first thing in the
please
morning.
I will be doing further preparation while you sleep.
I
It is
will
not
go say hi
required.
to Pete. I will be back.
All right. And Kadrax, you go to do your further preparation. Ulez, you go to say hi to Pete and print out those IDs.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know this for reals, but like something we need like the really thick plastic IDs that get like stamped on or something. I don't know how it works, but
Yeah. We're going to go into the break, but what I'll say is that Pete is there, and when you explain to him what's going on or that what you need, he's just sort of like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, no, I know how to do this. Yeah, okay, my brother used to make fake IDs back when we were kids. I mean, it's, but I remember everything he said about the lamination and everything. We have a laminating machine for library cards. I can take you through this. Don't worry. These are going to be great. These are going to be the best fake IDs you have ever seen.
We thank you.
Oh my gosh, Pete.
And Pete sets out to help you make the fake IDs. Kadrax, you go and do what prep you got to do.
Yeah.
And,
can I think it might be a roll, so I just want to get it out of the way before we get a break real quick.
Sure. Yeah.
So the issue that this guy explained to us is that his body now produces a chemical that when it reaches a threshold, particularly in states of neurological excitation, like stress, emotional arousal, things like that, will express. I bet we can chelate that chemical out, not as a cure, but in the same way that, like, if someone has gold poisoning, say, you will chelate that out. And if your body kept producing gold, eventually you would build gold back up in your system, but as a temporary basis to keep him under threshold so that he wouldn't stone everyone. And we have the portable lab.
Oh, you have the portable lab. Okay, I'll tell you what.
That's why.
You can try and figure it out. That actually sounds to me like a considerably difficult task. Probably, especially that Ruben himself is a little bit of a science guy. He might have figured it out if it were easy. But
I mean, it's a treatment, not a cure. So
I'm going to set a high threshold on this.
All right,
but go for it. Give me an intellect roll, and you can apply. This is not general surgery.
No.
So
Though the principle was one that was learned there, as indicated. It's came from medical thing.
Give me an intellect roll.
Yeah. I was like, do I want to spend a turn? No, not that attached. He can stone everyone. Oh, hey. My die doesn't want people to be stoned, so that's a 12. Max die.
Yeah.
Okay. That gets you a moderate success. I set a high difficulty on it, and then I kind of rolled badly. So, but let's say you are able to create something he can wear on his arm that will siphon this chemical off into, a little kind of plastic pouch, that just kind of fills up a little bit. Maybe he can wear under his coat or something.
Sure.
You don't know quite how well or how long it'll work for, but you are fairly sure it will at least get the job done for a little bit.
Yep. All right.
And while you are doing that research, while Ulez is working with Pete, while Bennie is maybe getting some shut-eye on the couch with Ruben and Doran, we will take our 10-minute break. Thank you so much, everybody. We will see you in 10 minutes. Welcome back. So when we last left, our heroes and their new friends, Doran and Ruben Reese, they were making plans to infiltrate the Coralon research facility on Drover Island. Ulez got some help from good old Pete Alameda making fake IDs. Kadrax created a device that to some degree of effectiveness or another, will siphon the chemical that is created in Ruben Reese's blood and builds up and eventually discharges and turns people to stone from his system. Going to say it is now the next morning. We are on Thursday. And Kadrax, I'm going to assume you have set Ruben up with this armband. And he accepted it, and he's a little skeptical about, whether or not it's going to work, but he's happy to give it a shot.
No, there's no shot involved.
He doesn't, he kind of doesn't quite know whether you're joking, you're serious, or you can't quite get a beat on you. And I don't know. You want to play that out as a scene? We could. You're giving him the thing.
No.
And Doran is staying back at the office and playing with Dog. So what is your plan now? You driving to the island, flying to the island? What are we doing?
Team, how do we want to arrive there?
It would be conspicuous if we were to attempt to enter through standard means and yet not to arrive via standard means, unless we attempt to infiltrate and then pretend as though we have already entered.
Oh.
Unless we do that, we should drive.
Yeah.
Well,
We can drive anyways, so we have a getaway for everyone involved. We can park at like a parking garage like 2 blocks away or something, not affiliated with the...
we wonder if there are gates to enter as well. If we have to pass through some security measures while we are still inside of the vehicle.
For
That's
the
why, yeah.
facility, yes, there is. Though, yes, it was. I didn't get footpath versus drive-through on that guard booth, Rick.
It looks like it looks like it is just kind of a road, but you don't know what'll happen if somebody comes up on foot.
Mm-hmm.
If we need if we are worried that we might need rapid egress, it might be hard to regain our vehicle later. Nonetheless, discretion would invite us to bring one. There are assets in either case.
Mm-hmm. Okay, van it is.
All right, you pile into your van, and it takes first. You got to drive, all
It's
the
a
way. Yep. I assume it doesn't really matter which way you get there. So let's say you drive all the way, kind of east through Baronsdale, through Peconic County on Long Island, kind of cutting up the corner of that yellow corner there, and then over the Peconic Bridge onto Drover's Island, and you turn south and head towards the southern tip of the island, and the research facility, appears in the distance. You drive up to it. There is basically just one road leads right there.
What do the disguises look like before, we start to have the interactions or anything? I want to set the table in my mind palace.
That is a great question.
Ulez,
what do
I
your
know
disguises
you were
look
on
like?
point for that, so please
no.
tell us how you and Ruben Reese look now, please.
So we are both, in fact, wearing lab coats. I like to imagine Ulez's is much smaller. It fits loosely, They have it buttoned up. Around their head, I think they have those safety goggles that have straps, but the biggest kind possible. So it takes up a good chunk of their face. It's not meant for somebody of their weird small head size. It's large goggles. Do they put their hair under a hat, and what kind of hat could contain it? I think with the help of Bennie, perhaps, they found a scarf, and they try to wrap Ulez's hair up. So it's got height.
Benny looks up a tutorial online for headscarf wrapping, and we spend 10 minutes in the morning trying to I think it goes over then. No, hold on. Okay, wait. Actually, wrap it the opposite direction. I'm looking at it from the reverse. Okay, here we go. Okay. There we go. We spent at least 10, 15 minutes looking at tutorials online to find one that will work.
But we got there. And Ruben's getup is much similar. Lab coat, oversized goggles, except they're more appropriately sized on his face. And the offer of a scarf was given to him. Did he accept it, Rick?
Let's say he sent Doran out to a nearby, Rite Aid or something,
Yeah.
and he got like a big fake beard. So he's kind of like wearing that over the bottom of his face now,
Yes.
there's like a big costume, like Halloween costume style.
You can see
It's
the
become
string on the
clear to me
side.
that no one in this group understands how to do things like drag makeup, and I'm just like so sad right now.
Unless Vian has let Ulez watch, a little bit of
We
Drag
have
Race
to
here or
learn-
there.
No, these are skills that need to be acquired. Like, we are trying to integrate here.
Yeah,
And
I think
clearly we have not done the real work.
I think at this fake beard, that's where Benny draws the line. Is like, okay, no, that's not gonna go, that's not gonna get us anywhere. Like if it looks like it's a Party City beard, like if it is not believable at all, she's like, we're not doing this actually. And I want to try to see if I can find if anyone has eyeliner, makeup, and a glue stick, and we're gonna find a scissors, and we're gonna cut the beard up into smaller pieces, and we're gonna try to do we're gonna try to shape facial hair on with at a much smaller scale that looks a little bit more realistic.
Make an
Little bit of
intellect roll,
Elmer's
Benny.
glue.
Oh, don't make me do intellect. No.
Oh my
Okay, well
gosh.
this might be really bad. You guys might be just as bad as a Party City week.
We have determination.
Mhm.
That's true.
If it's so bad, take a reroll. If not,
Okay.
the +2 will help.
I mean, my
Fake
intellect
beard roll. I love
fake
this.
beard roll. I'll spend my determination. Because it's not good, you guys.
Gina, help.
Huh?
Gina, help.
Yeah, where's Gina? Good
Never a
of you here.
Dalen
Okay.
Prolly around when you need one.
I know, right? 5 sets to 7.
Oh wow.
All right.
I was just no. Benny
We're
doesn't have
gonna-
the intellect.
We're going to call that a moderate success.
All right, okay. Better than a
So-
Party City week. That's all I care about.
It is better than a Party City.
All right.
Week, yeah. Ruben says, that'll do nicely. It's the kind of place where nobody wants to look at you too hard anyway.
So then, Kadrax and I are gonna be your assistants or something.
Ah, yes.
I'll dig some clipboards out of the desks here, and we'll put maybe just print off a few pages of just finding random reports that are publicly available from this place to
Ooh,
put on
the
top of a
logo.
stack of blank pages.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a pen and we're here, we're the little assistants and we've got info, something like that.
All right.
Benny will like put her hair up or something, and we'll see if I don't know, maybe we'll stop at a somewhere to get a shirt that she's wearing, a hoodie. This isn't gonna. So I think she needs she needs an outfit change too. Find a button up.
a blouse or
Yeah,
something.
get yeah.
I
love
already
this.
have an impeccable disguise.
Yeah,
No
you-
one will know I am not from planet Earth.
You're doing fine. You're great. Benny was the
Also,
most, I think, out of it.
Tragically, I think Cataracts is better camouflaged in a horrifying, sterile corporate environment than anywhere else. There are no humans in that environment.
So you pull into the research facility, and who's driving? Benny, I guess.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, you pull up to the
And the little assistant.
the guard gate, and the guard kind of gives you the roll down the window signal, and he's like, "Yes."
Sorry, did you give me? I would have probably gotten everybody's names beforehand. Our fake names.
I think along the
You
drive,
didn't look at them
perhaps.
until just now. You have the list in front of you, and
Yep.
this is the moment that you get to see rock botany. Let's go.
Hi, I'm here to drop off my employers. They're here to help out with some research down in the labs today.
What's your name?
My name is Mia Stout, and I'll pull out my ID.
And he looks at the ID and checks his list, and he's like, "Is one of you Quinn Harrington?"
And I'll
Yeah.
should I do you need IDs? I'll put my hand back for everybody's fake IDs.
Oh,
And he hands it over, and he kind of looks at you, Kadrax. Sherlock Watson.
Oh, yes, we greet you.
like trying to like stick their head a little bit like through the middle of the car so they could be seen through the window.
I will remain as like this is normal as possible.
Yeah, and he's just kind of like stupefied, like kind of staring at like the ID and like is that your real name?
Oh,
That's
correct.
rude. That's very rude to ask, don't you think?
Fair enough. And Rock Botany and Ruben Botany. And the guard just kind of looks at his list and he looks at the four of them. He's like, whatever. Just go. And he walks inside. He pushes a thing and the little arm comes up.
I proceed as normally as I possibly can.
Yeah, and you drive up, and it's I don't know, 100 yards or so till you get to the front of the building, and it's okay. As you drive, the road forks into two, and one direction you can see clearly leads to like sort of a circular driveway that goes around the main entrance, and the other one wraps around the back and has a sign that says loading dock.
Oh.
Which way do you go? Do you follow towards the front of the building, or do you break off and go to the loading dock?
Kadrax, Ruben, do you have any insight on this crossroads that we now face?
We don't have the delivery schedule, so we don't know how often or to what extent the loading dock will be trafficked. It wasn't part of our prior research. Further, we are attempting to infiltrate by social means and not by physical entrance. The loading dock may yet be a point of egress, but per our covers, it makes the most sense to continue as far as we can thereafter if it becomes necessary to engage in
Understood.
more advanced measures. We will do so.
Correct. We are excited, at a minimum, to show off to other humans this lab coat that I am now wearing. I don't have my cape on anymore, but the coat feels very nice. We understand why you wear these quite so often, Kadrax.
It suits you better than it suits the human meat flesh, quite frankly.
Oh, thank you. Part of
Respectfully,
having a
Bennie.
rigid body. Oh, yes, Bennie. We are very
Okay,
understanding.
can't sucker you into going to the loading dock. Okay.
Maybe
Yeah, you pull up towards the front, and the circular driveway has like a little turn that lets you into like a small parking lot for visitors. And we'll say that the guard gave you a parking pass, and you were able to park the van, and the four of you get out.
Okay. Yeah, if there's a lobby, we'll probably start wandering towards that, deferring to Ruben a little bit because he worked here.
And Ruben turns to you and he says, "Okay, everybody who works here is very caught up in their own business. You don't go out of your way to get their attention. They probably won't pay much attention to you. So look at the floor, keep quiet, and follow me as much as you can." And he walks into the building through the front door. It's, there are big double doors that kind of automatically open, like these big glass doors when you get close to them.
Of course.
And he walks in, and there is a security desk there, and the security desk rechecks all of your IDs, but it holds up just as well as it did at the guard booth.
Thank you, Pete.
And you walk past the security desk, and there is a hallway ahead of you. And Ruben says, he turns to you and he says, "If the vault is still underground, we get there by getting to the end of that hallway." And he sort of points down the hall. He's like, "And there's a left. And then there's an elevator that'll take us down. Once we're in that elevator, absolutely everything we do is going to be on camera. So stay cool."
Oh, Would you rather that we not be on camera?
Is that something that we can do?
I don't know. The connections and the way that the wires tend to run in buildings like this, though together they're often parallel, and it might take a little bit more to see if I can access something as easy as the security cameras. If I could touch one, that would be all the difference.
Big
Yes.
smile on Ulez.
I think I know how we could do that if that is required.
Okay.
I don't know
Onward.
if it is a good idea to shut down the cameras just yet. They would
Oh.
notice that, but
What about just one? If it goes, sometimes Vian's television goes staticky, and then he smacks it, and it clears up again.
Ah, yes, percussive maintenance.
Mm-hmm. Very useful. I've seen
It
it
is-
on the van as well.
In fact, the sole method of repairing devices among my people.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Very
the
useful.
voice, naturally. Most modes of interaction with advanced technology are done thus.
Oh, that's excellent.
and
Back to
Ruben says,
Ruben.
when the time is right, we will need something just like that.
Okay. We will be ready.
And he starts to walk down the hallway, and everybody follows.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I
Okay.
think like Ulez will try to be like the same level, like try to match his pace since they're supposed to be like the main researchers. Ulez got a little bit of a strut.
Okay, and the hallway is exactly, it looks exactly like what he described. It's sort of like a, big research facility. There are people kind of everywhere. You can see all sorts of open doors and offices and labs. It's very busy. But also, like he said, nobody seems to be paying too much attention to you. Tell you what, everybody make a coordination roll and tell me what you get.
Would a willpower roll be viable here to seem like I belong?
No, this is coordination. It's a little more stealthy.
That's fine.
Make sure you are not drawing attention.
I got a good healthy 6.
Okay.
6 as well.
10. Kadrax's corporation.
Yes.
Okay. Ulez, your strutting clearly draws some attention from some of the people who walk past you. They turn to look. You get a couple of odd, arched eyebrows and, curious looks.
Oh, we greet you.
Nobody seems too friendly. Benny, maybe because you're walking near Ulez, maybe because, you're wearing a hoodie and, look young or whatever.
No, I'm specifically not wearing a hoodie. I put on like I went and got like a button up. I put on
Oh,
corporate
I'm
clothes.
sorry. I misunderstood that. Well, then maybe just because you look young or something.
Mhm.
You also, draw a couple of looks. Kadrax, you blend in, like white on rice. And you just, no problem. You and Ruben both strut down the hallway. Nobody
While
cares.
I'm nearby him, may I make a complex task roll?
Yeah, what are you trying to do?
Yeah. I want to set up a thing that I think is probably also a maneuver for some activates. The heart rate trick that I did. I basically want to, even just in my own ears, amplify his and track it because his issues are associated with stress. So if he starts ramping up, I want a little bit of a warning about it, and a heart rate is a, if not ideal proxy for stress, the one I have available right now.
Okay, that's a
Just
complex
basically,
task.
it's going to be maneuvers on top of like an awareness roll, maybe, kind of thing.
So the maneuver, what is the condition you're trying to create, or the quality you're trying to create?
I'm trying to create the quality of like keeping an ear on you. Staying on track.
I don't know that really seems like a maneuver to me. It just seems like a regular complex task. So,
Really? I was just trying to think of like how it would be used, and like as a bonus on awareness to know something was the only thing I could think of. I'm not married to any particular mechanic. I'm gonna roll the die anyway.
Yeah, give me a complex task roll.
Yeah. 11.
11. Okay, that's a major success. So you can amplify his heartbeat into your own ears so that you can hear it enough to know what's going on there.
Yeah. Basically, just let me know if he's freaking out and about to blow.
Yeah. Okay. I love this. And you finally reach the elevator. And Ruben looks at the elevator, and he's about to reach for the button, and he stops, and he turns to you and trying to sort of look his most casual. Kadrax, you hear his heartbeat kind of fluctuate a little bit and get a little faster. He sort of very quietly says, "It looks like there's a fingerprint scanner on the elevator. You didn't happen to put our fingerprints in the system, did you?"
Oh, no, of course not.
I'm sure Ulez could get us through with their touch.
Oh, absolutely.
I hope so, or we're dead in the water right here. Ulez? And he kind of steps behind you to kind of block you from the hallway, and as people walk by, he kind of politely waves and tries to look casual.
Okay,
Ulez, what do you want to do?
Unperturbed, they will strut over and like touch the fingerprint scanner, but not with their fingerprint because they don't have fingerprints, with the intent to interface with it.
Okay. Ulez, I believe you interface just by touching it, right? Like,
correct. I gotta touch these things.
Yeah.
Gotta get up real close.
And then you just make an intellect roll.
Correct.
Do any of your... This would probably be a tech thing, your robotics, electronics, mechanics, because you are trying to fiddle with technology here. So you can add that bonus.
Okay, that becomes 10 plus 2 is 12.
Okay.
A little bit of their hair lights up underneath like their scarf.
I set a pretty high difficulty on this, but that is still a moderate success. And you are able to, just right from your mind through your interface, meddle around with the innards of the security system, and suddenly you hear ding, and the elevator doors open. And Ruben sort of turns and he looks at you and is very impressive.
Oh, wait, thank you. Your technology here is
we must remain diplomatic, Ulez.
Yes.
We step into the elevator.
They let that sentence drop.
I would love to hear about the technology there sometime.
Oh,
yes. And he gets on the elevator. All of you follow him?
Oh, yeah.
And the elevator, he kind of runs his fingers over the buttons and finds the third level sub basement, and he hits it. And as the doors are closing, he hears, "Hold that elevator!" And a doctor, scientist type, just climbs on the elevator with you, and he looks. He's like, where are you three headed? And he kind of looks at things. Oh, third basement. I'm headed there too.
Oh, excellent. We greet you. My name is Sherlock Watson. How are you?
Ulez, make a willpower roll.
They're doing their best, Vian. Oh, willpower?
They are, and Vian would be proud of them.
Except that I got a 4.
Trying.
It's not. I didn't. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying.
We probably should have walked through. You are Doctor last name here in this facility.
I don't remember hearing about a Sherlock Watson. What project are you working on?
I am a part of the team that...
And like they're gonna turn to their friends and like lift up their thumb to like let them know that they're about to do a deception.
that investigates plants that have not yet been discovered. It is my duty to determine all of these species that are undocumented and uneven, and nobody has even set eyes upon them. And it is my job to find these and then report them here because there are incredible benefits to this oil company.
Make a willpower roll.
It's not gonna be 6.
And he's looks very, very confused.
Benny's gonna kind of step in, like she's got like her little like clipboard and like pen and stuff. She's like, Dr. Watson is a visiting specialist this week. It's nice to meet you.
Make a coordination roll.
Coordination?
Sorry, a willpower roll.
I was like, wait.
He's gonna dodge.
Dodge his disbelief. Yes. Right. Yes. Coordination to dodge the question. Wow.
God, that is a 10.
And he seems to, visiting specialist. And Ruben says, yes, just another sample jockey. And the doctor's like, okay. And he kind of looks at you and he's like, making those big consulting bucks, huh?
Ha. Correct.
And he looks a little weirded out, and he kind of turns, and faces the door again. And then, bing, the door opens, and the door's open. And he's, have a good one. And he turns and he moves down the hallway. And in front of you, there's hallway to the left, hallway to the right, hallway that goes straight ahead of you.
Benny is gonna, as we get out of the elevator, is gonna like lean over to us and be like, "While we're in here, your title is Doctor, so you can go by Dr. Holmes."
Oh, how like when folks address Kadrax, they say
Yes.
Doctor.
Yes. Or Professor if you want to be a professor.
I once met a professor. It was lovely. I would like that.
Okay, Professor Holmes. If anyone asks you your name. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we thank you. We thought that interaction went quite well, but there.
You did so good.
Okay, good. We were a little worried. We weren't sure if that showed at all.
And while you're having that conversation, when you're done, you turn around and look up, and Ruben is sort of looking down a directory that's sort of posted on the wall. And he says, okay, I think it's this way. And he points down the hallway straight ahead of you.
If we look at the directory, where will that lead us to? Just kind of double checking his math.
Make an intellect roll.
Okay. 10. 11 if I can add investigation.
Yeah, you can. But the 10 will get the job done nicely.
Okay.
And you do see that there are several laboratories and what is labeled as a storage facility on this floor. And the storage facility is down the hallway that he just pointed.
Okay. While we're walking down, Ulez would like to ask Ruben,
do you believe that they keep this flower of yours in the storage facility?
All samples, when not being tested, are kept in the storage facility. Unless it has been signed out at this exact moment, that's where we'll find it.
Is it temperature controlled?
Absolutely. Well, as you said, you got an 11?
yeah. Very excited about temperature controlled storage, though.
You should be.
On the directory, you also see lists of names of scientists down there, and one of the names you see is Dr. Baines, C. And you remember this name from his story earlier.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that is information that Ulez would share discreetly with Kadrax.
It should be noted that your theories of revenge might be confirmed in the sense that we are traveling in the same direction, that the individual upon who they wish revenge on is here.
Well, I'll say is that C. Baines' office, according to this directory, is not down this hallway, but it is on this floor.
Okay. I would make that clear instead.
Apart from ensuring the success of our heist, my primary role in this seems to be to ensure that facilitating any vengeance does not interfere with our mission. I will keep an eye on him.
That. We thank you.
Oh, right. You did your complex task. Kadrax, as he looked over the directory, you feel his heart rate increase moderately.
This is expected.
Okay. It's like, let's go. He starts to head down the hallway. Everybody follows him?
Yeah.
And this hallway goes straight down, and then it looks like it connects to another hallway on the other end. And when you were about halfway down the hallway, you see a shadow appear at the end, and something rounds the corner. And you see this kind of flying, like it looks like a drone, kind of turns the corner and sort of zips down the hallway towards you. Stops in air right in front of the four of you.
Oh, we greet you.
And a robotic voice sort of says, identification.
Oh,
Pull out ID.
Yes, we have our identification here. I am, Dr. Watson.
Ulez, make... All right. It scans your ID, your fake ID.
Mm-hmm.
Since you made the fake ID, this is an intellect roll, not a willpower roll.
Thank you. You do respect me.
Yeah, we're going to retroactively roll for how well you made this ID.
Okay. Ooh. I can't really add anything to it. I have a specialty in drawing. Can I arbitrarily expand that? No, okay.
Not unless it drew the ID by hand. No.
Would this be because it's how good they are? Would it have anything to do with the tech that they had to use to make it?
Robotics, electronics, mechanics.
Electronics. Laminating.
Yeah, I guess electronics probably, because it's probably scanning some kind of a barcode, so it's probably your ability to create a barcode that would fool the electronics. You can add that on.
Nice. That makes my score look really good at a 13.
Nice.
Okay. And it says ID confirmed. Ocular scan.
Ocular? I don't have your eye. Oh.
Benny's like, this might be another touch.
Okay,
touch smear scan.
As they lift up their weird goggles, they're gonna reach out and touch the drone.
Okay. Ulez, give me an intellect roll. It shoots a little light at your face as you're touching it and trying to scan your eyes, and it's kind of the little scanners. And while that's going on, give me an intellect roll.
This will be my interface. That becomes an 8. 10 if I add my technology.
Do you want community determination? We still have one more, and you have 2 now yourself.
I'm going to use one of mine to make this a 12. Gosh, this is strangely protective. There's not really a normal situation in which to be protective of your friends, except when there is another piece of technology that is potentially threatening our plan. Ulez will not stand for that.
What are you trying to do to it?
Convince it that we have the proper credentials. Wherever in its system, it's got that yes, no kind of command. All I want to do is shift that no to a yes.
All right. What was your roll?
That was an 8, 9, 10, plus my determination, 12. My heart.
Okay, that's a moderate success. Proceed. And it zips down the hallway past you.
Oh,
And Ruben says, didn't know they had those.
oh, it is very cute. Its systems are rather rudimentary, but when I think enough working and enough advancements, it has the potential to be absolutely brilliant.
Yes, I look forward to it.
As we're walking forward, Betty's gonna give Ulez this like elbow a little squeeze, be like, "Good job, Doc," and we'll move forward.
Oh, thank you.
And you get to the end of the hallway, and then there's a door to the right. Ruben goes, he jiggles the lock, and then he sees this, another scanner. This one again has like a print scanner on it.
I first have to assess whether it requires a code. Does it require some kind of fob? What is it looking for?
Looks like a palm print.
Oh. Okay. This might be a little bit more intensive, but I will try my best. And
perhaps I can attempt to disengage the lock mechanism separate from the electronics.
Oh, that would be delightful.
Okay, Kadrax, give me a complex task roll.
Thank you. My heart can't take any more.
I didn't want to like put all of the security stress on you and just like forcing you to make checks till fail. I will take the blame when this inevitably happens.
No, we got hardware.
No,
and
my
software
die
here.
has your back. That was a 5 on the die, so that's a 12 out of me.
Nice.
All right, that is 12. We'll call that a moderate success. And the door clicks open.
Wow.
And
we are a very good team.
Ruben says, okay. And he walks in, and you follow him in, everybody? Or
Yeah. I want him to lead the way now, though. I don't want to be the first one to... Yeah.
Quick look over the shoulder, because, I mean, leaving aside that Kadrax both wants to be keeping an eye on our 6 and doing the doors and corners. Like, they're... but I think if Ruben's going in first, Kadrax will at least take the 6.
So, yeah, Ruben heads in, and you come in, and he kind of points around, and you see that, like, the entire room is just these, the walls are lined with these huge refrigerators, kind of industrial refrigerators. And Ruben walks over to the closest one, and he opens it up. And inside, there are all these cataloged samples, just, dozens and dozens in this one refrigerator alone. And he's like, it will be somewhere in here.
Okay.
We better get searching. All right. Everybody want to search?
Yeah.
I would like to take Ruben by the elbow. Perhaps we should not be in here during the search. If you were to activate with the totality of the remainder of the samples in vicinity, that would be disastrous.
And he kind of points to his arm and is like, I think this seems to be working very well.
And I hope it will continue to do so. But I do not want to risk your cure on it.
4 of us can search twice as quickly as 2 of us.
Yes, that is true.
Make a willpower roll, Kadrax.
Geez, okay, die. I don't know if this is where we needed the max die, because I'm fine with either, but 9. It's the best you're going to get out of them.
9. Okay. He says, time is of the essence. We can be discovered at any moment, but your point is not lost on me. I will wait outside.
I will
You help
accompany
them
you.
search. You help them search. I'll wait outside.
No. Come on.
Kadrax, make a willpower roll.
Okay, this can be willpower. First fail the willpower roll, then do the prowess roll.
Right.
And indeed, like prophecy, that is a great big 5.
And he says, "You don't go, I don't go."
Very well, it's your cure.
Sorry. If you don't stay, I don't go.
Very well, it's your cure. We will stay.
Very well. Then let's get searching. Everybody make an intellect roll.
I got this. Watch me not get this. Ooh, actually, I don't have this. 8 plus 9 with investigation.
Flat 9?
9.
Kadrax?
9.
Oh, you also got a 9. So
9 is
9, 9, and 9.
Wow, 9.
Wow, very consistent bunch. So
Teamwork.
you all, along with Ruben, start opening refrigerators, digging through them, looking for sample 70 UC, CU, what do they call it?
CU.
UC, I think. And I have 70 UC in my notes, but
Oh,
okay,
yes.
either way.
Right. Yes.
There are a lot of samples and a lot of refrigerators. It's a big room, and you're just going through one after another after another. Kadrax, at some point during the middle of your search, you detect Ruben's heartbeat start to intensify. And then you look up, and he's gone.
Ping?
Give me a ping roll.
9.
You clock him on the other side of the wall, walking back down the hallway you just came down.
All right then.
Ulez, while Kadrax is figuring this out, you find a small vial with some red petals in it, labeled sample 70 UC, stuck all the way in the back of the last refrigerator you search.
I clang some things along to like stick my arm in there and like pull it out. I found it.
And I'm gone.
Kadrax, where are you going?
With all alacrity, so my feet are in all probability not touching the ground, to him.
Okay. You come out of the hallway and you turn to your left, and you see him disappear around the corner. You glide down the hallway at speed of flight.
Ulez, are we following after? I'm assuming we're also, as soon as we have the thing.
I think so. Especially,
Yeah.
this is
We're
all
not
we
as
came
fast
here
as you.
for. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, no.
Yeah, we're not as fast as you, but we are also on
The
our
two
way.
of you look up. Kadrax is left. Kadrax, you didn't say anything before you left, did you? You just left.
No, but we
So-
have the earpieces, so as I move, I can update them.
Do you?
I just don't do it before I leave.
So do you update them?
En route obtaining doctor. That's what we get.
All right. You turn the corner that he turned, and you see him now at a door of an office, and he's opening the door. And as you're watching this, you hear from behind you, identification, and you turn to see that drone floating in the air.
All right. I will continue the turn so that it is a 360 and carry on. That is future Kadrax's problem. This is current Kadrax's problem.
And the drone says, halt. Identification.
They are going to physically obtain Ruben without respect to the drone. The drone is going to become the problem rather than let him become the problem.
Fair enough.
Because I mean, and the thought here is also that the escalation of aggression has to be tuned fairly low inside a research facility that, like, for any number of reasons, a drone might perceive someone not to stop, like that there would be bugs. How high do you escalate on your own staff when your software could be faulty? How confident are you in your AI programming, really? And that's the escalation timing pattern. Kadrax is betting that they can be back and interfacing before the interval elapses, whereby the drone decides this is going to be a big problem. That's a completely different person. That's Dennis Sartori.
Okay, so you keep heading down the hallway towards that door.
Yep.
And the drone says, halt, identification. Ulez, Bennie, you
what's the
start
likelihood?
coming up the hallway, hearing, halt, identification, halt, identification.
I just look at Ulez like, ooh, that might be you.
Oh, yes. And they'll jog up to the little drone and tap it on the head.
Okay,
the
Ulez,
interface.
you start headed towards the drone. Kadrax, you're just following Ruben?
Yes, if he's about to go into a door, my aim is, like, if he's turning into door, I am going to contact and pull him away from the doorway.
Okay.
Just continue down that hall. And
You continue down the hall.
with him.
But before you reach him, take a point of determination because you hear music.
No, take my point of determination. I need this one. I'm sorry. I hate it. I need it. I need it. I need this. I uphold my oath.
Okay.
And I'm not letting him interact on an innocent. I love trouble, but this
the
one
rarely used buying yourself
I
out
never
of
have.
trouble. Wow,
fact.
yeah, you've never done it. Wow,
No,
okay.
because it's a net. It's to determination to do this. It's not
So what
optional.
do? You tackle him, or you just how are you stopping him?
So Kadrax is floating through, and they reach an arm out so to scoop him away, such that he's still facing the wall. I mean, imagine you're turning. You're still facing the wall. And Kadrax then has him up against the wall, like with the one arm, and another hand pressed to his back, but not like holding him aggressively. You're about to do something of vengeance, and I am here to tell you that that is not what you want to do with the freedom that you got. That is not the person that you want to be right now. And that is not the person your son wants you to be. Now, you can absolutely turn me to stone and able to exact said vengeance or whatever it is that is your aim. But I will warn you that our allies are just down the hall with the specimen.
My son wants me to be died in a cell years ago, alone, because of the man inside that office.
Your son doesn't believe that.
He could have helped me. He left me no choice but to sit there. And you look down. Actually, wait. Okay. You become aware that in his hand he has ripped off the little siphoning device that you have made.
I will say I have rounded the corner. Like, I left as soon as Ulez touched the drone, I continued walking. Like, I'm not running, but I'm speed walking down the hallway towards them. So just,
okay.
I'm not there or anything. They're far enough away, but I'm headed that way.
And he says, have had nothing but rage building up in me for years. I never expected to get this close to him again. I can finish it right now.
And that is why You are stepping back in this moment because this is an act of opportunity of your least self. The self that will look back in years in shame. This, what I do now, is not something that you will find palatable, not after years of suffering. This is not an act that I do for you in this moment. This is an act that I do for you. For the years you have left to contemplate the person whom you are. Your life did not end in that tower. It is reborn, and you can choose how you are reborn. The person you are when you come back.
Make a willpower roll.
Okay, die. 8. Again, 9 is our high water mark, friends.
And he says, that's not going to be good enough. And you see his skin, his eyes suddenly begin to glow red beneath you. Kadrax. As this red light goes off, you have some options here.
Oh no. Yes. Yeah.
Because you just added a new power recently.
I did. I did.
Oh.
Has Bennie rounded the corner yet? Because that very much changes this calculus.
Bennie has rounded the corner and is
I'm headed towards you.
50
I'm
feet
using
away
the
or
power.
so. Kadrax, make a reflection roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Make sure I'm doing this right.
New
Again.
guy. Who dis? All right. Do we add reflection to it? Cause it likes the. Oh God. Oh jeez. Wow. Okay. Cool. It's just, but yeah, but oh.
Attacking effects level is the difficulty. Okay, so it is power level. Okay. You were so lucky. What did you get?
6 on the die plus. Do I add reflection to it?
Yeah, your power level, right? Yeah. So
Yeah. Then 10.
10.
Sometimes it's plus coordination, stuff like that. Like nullification is a coordination versus coordination test. I check.
Yeah.
That's absolute. Again, high watermark here.
Okay, that is a marginal success. Both you and the attacker are each affected equally by half of the attack. Round down for you, up by the attacker.
Fascinating.
Wow.
That's the coolest result this could have possibly been.
What does that even look like? Oh my god. There's a huge red flash of light, and Bennie, as you get close, you see Reuben and his the whole front of his body is kind of stone, and his back is still normal. Kadrax has a similar thing going on. It doesn't affect Kadrax as much, but it got them across the throat, and Kadrax is choking out. Kadrax, you can't breathe.
Okay. Well, Jesus Christ. I'm running up. And I first thing I need to see is are they stone all the way through, or is this like a surface level? Like, what is this?
I mean, it kind of like it's like a marbly thing that like comes and cuts across their neck. Make an intellect roll.
Oh, good lord. All right, coffee dice. Don't fail me now. Okay. 8.
You get the feeling that this is going kind of like through the whole front of their neck.
Okay.
And you see them gasping for air in front of you. Face slowly turning blue.
Kadrax, I don't know what to do.
You can't talk, Kadrax. And you can't breathe. And everything starts to go dim and dark. And right there on the hallway of the research facility, you die again.
Ulez rounds the corner. And that is what they see.
Benny's hands are like hovering, like to each side of their face, and you come up, and they're just. She's just staring at them, and just says, "Sorry."
Are they all?
And you hear, identification, please.
I turn around, and I'm going to burst at it, like, not right fucking now.
Yeah, you know what?
No.
Take a point of determination. Fire that's closest kept just freaking explodes right there. You roast that thing.
And she screams.
And an alarm begins to go off.
Oh no.
God.
How?
Can you get Kadrax back to the van?
Yes, I can.
Okay, please do that.
I have the sample. Are you?
Go.
You have to. Okay.
Go.
And I'm gonna teleport with Kadrax and the sample right back to the van if possible. I somehow doubt that is 4 blocks, but we'll see because we are pretty deep down.
4
I will cry
blocks
if I
is a
fail
good
my
distance. Give me a teleportation roll. Oh my
That's almost
god.
half a mile.
Yeah, I mean that's a good distance.
For block?
Okay. So what? It's a 1 or a 2 for my die.
Yeah.
I got a 2. But for my legitimate roll, it's okay. 8.
8. You have a point of determination, and there's a point of community determination. Do you want to make a determined effort to try again?
Yes,
I'm going
get
to
out
say,
of here.
poof, you
I can-
appear on the roof of the building.
Fine. Try again.
I would like to try again. Yeah.
All right. You spending yours or the community?
I'll spend mine. This feels like a personal thing.
All right. Give me another teleportation roll. Complete with die.
Okay. Oh's okay this time, but my roll comes to a healthy 5.
Healthy 5.
Mm-hmm.
That will get the job done.
Oh.
You always get where you want. It's just a matter of does it cost you stamina or not. And we said it costs you stamina to carry somebody with you. So that first jump cost you a point, the second jump cost you a point, and then I think it costs you an extra point because of the low roll.
All
so you're down to 3 stamina, but you are back at the van.
All right.
With Kadrax and the sample, right? You have the sample?
I got it. Oh, yeah, I do. It is
Bennie,
in my
what are you
head
doing?
wrap.
What are you doing, Bennie?
All right. Okay. So we've seen schematics of this place. Do I know of any like service entrances or like maintenance closets or maintenance ways or like in this area? This was the floor that we looked at. Like,
make an intellect roll.
Oh no. I'm so bad at that one. Okay, here we go.
I cannot tell you how completely different this is than anything I thought was happening tonight.
7.
7. Okay. I get a 3. I mean,
It says just to die for.
okay. You remember that being, a basement, this is a closed floor. There are no exits. There are the elevators. There's a staircase. And you remember that Kadrax told you that there is a sewer that runs beneath the floor.
Right here, right below me.
The floor is pretty narrow. I'll say it runs right below where you're at right now. It's pretty wide.
I am going to turn into magma.
You're gonna burn through the floor?
Yes. And I am taking Reese with me.
You're taking Reese?
What are they gonna do? Stop me? No, we are burning. We are punching through the goddamn floor.
If you turn into magma, I guess
he's gonna fall through, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And then I'm gonna, if anyone tries to stop me, I'm gonna just do this till I scare them away. And if no one can get over here, I'm gonna recorporealize and drag him out.
Your magma form is an extra of your aura, but
and I'm already on fire.
On fire, so so you can just do this. Okay, great.
Yep.
So you liquefy into magma and spread out over the floor and start to burn through the tile, through the wood beneath the tile, through the stone beneath the wood, and this is magma, so it can melt right through stone. And suddenly you just fall right into the sewer. Not even going to describe what you fall into.
No,
but once you fall into it,
burns off of me anyways.
It burns right off of you. Yes, good. So much of you sort of liquefied over so much of the floor that the half stone Reuben falls down with you.
Yep, I would like to recorporealize. I'm gonna get him as much as I can over whatever shape he's taken over a shoulder, or like try to backpack him in whatever shape he is frozen in, and I'm gonna start moving.
Okay.
Just gonna pick a direction that I think is from what I could see in my little brain schematics, which way I can get that's gonna take me towards the outer edge of the building, away from it, so I'm not going further in. I'm gonna get out.
Yeah, you're at the southern tip of the island, and you figure this sewer must flow south, towards the water probably. So you start heading south. Meanwhile, back up in the van, Ulez Galley, what are you doing?
I'm gonna use my communicator to try and reach Bennie. Where are you? Can I am in the van. Can we locate you and bring you back? I would really like to leave.
It probably, depending on how long it takes me to burn through the floor, I probably won't be able to respond until I'm corporeal shaped again.
There is some uncomfortable silence while I look down at Kadrax and think, maybe in that really uncomfortable interim of silence, I would like to try and roll to heal Kadrax. I know B knows it won't do anything, but it feels like the proper solution for Ulez to perform.
You give it your best shot.
Yeah.
But you eventually get the feeling this is beyond healing.
And I will sit in an uncomfortable silence until I hear back from Bennie. Ulez has never had to make, the real decisive decisions, the real action-making choices in this group. They are without Vian, they are without Kadrax, and right now they are without Bennie.
Bennie, as you start to get, it's not far, like I said, you're at the southern tip of the island. You eventually reach, let's say, the end of the sewer pipe. And as you begin to emerge, say the reception begins to return to your earpiece.
Ulez?
Bennie! Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, a little stinky, but it's fine.
Stinky. Okay, where are you?
I'm not going. Vian hasn't taught you how to drive yet, right?
No, but I have observed how you perform those actions, and there is an accelerator, there is a steering wheel. It is incredibly different from how I fly my ship because it seems a lot more manual and a little involved. But I have the flexion within my ankle movement that I can press the accelerator, and there is a stick. I have to read the labels, but I believe I can figure it out.
Okay, Liz, here's what I'm gonna have you do instead. We're gonna make this easy for you. I just want you to put your hands on the dashboard, and I want you to drive this car however you want to drive this car. Okay?
Okay. That is a much better idea.
You don't have to drive it like me. You don't have to drive it like Vian. You drive it like Ulez, okay? And I need you to get to the south end of the building. I got us out through the sewers.
Okay, we will be there.
Okay.
Ulez, you're going to try and interface with the car? Is that a deal?
Yes.
Give me an intellect roll.
Hell yeah. I will. Oh my god. 6 on the die becomes 12 plus. This is literally mechanics.
Yeah, you don't even need it, though. That is plenty of success already for a car. This is not like breaking into a highly secured facility. This is just like a car computer. So, yeah, the car roars to life.
Yeah, I instruct it what to do based on my own understanding, but without being able to perform the manual movements.
I'm going to talk Ulez through using the parking meter to put the card that's on the dashboard, feed it into the slot where it tells you to.
Yes.
You'll just hit OK when it prompts, and then you'll just follow the exit signs, okay?
Okay, feed it, and then... Come on. Okay.
Yeah, and Ulez... controlling the car, it kind of you're like kind of like going all over the road, just like zipping on out of there. You can hear siren going off behind you, like from the facility or the alarm that you heard before. And as you come towards that guard post the guard post that you put away in, that security arm is down.
I drive through it.
Good.
We have watched a lot of action movies, good or bad. Vian has subjected them, therefore they have seen this maneuver many a time.
Fair enough. Yeah, and you just smash on through the guard gate, and you can see the guard's like, "Whoa, what the hell?" And he like pulls out from behind you and like pulls his gun and starts like shooting at the back of the van. You guys, do me a favor, make a coordination roll.
Okay. That is a 4 + 4, 8.
Okay, that'll get the job done. He hits some of the back of the van, but none of the tires, and you're okay. You zip around, and you make it towards the south side of the building, where you find Bennie waiting for you with the statue of Reuben.
Okay. Oh gosh, yeah. We slam on the brakes unceremoniously, and not only does Ulez without a seatbelt, but also the lifeless Kadrax lurch forward. Like, we lurch forward violently.
I just throw open the back and heave this guy in there and crawl up to the front seat, and I'll offer to drive.
Yes, please. We have done very well, but we are very nervous, and this has been successful. But also, Kadrax is no longer with us, and we do not know how to proceed.
It's okay.
We have not been successful
in
healing
out.
them.
I'm gonna grab their hand. I'm gonna grab their hand. We're gonna figure this out. It's okay. And I'm gonna get into the driver's seat. I'm gonna peel out of there and try to if I can get down an alleyway or something until I'm on a road that is different from that would be the direct path out. And then I'm going to drive at a normal speed, and I'm going to turn to Ulez and be like, okay, so you know how we got that fun paint on the car?
Yes.
And it's activated by light?
Correct. Is now the time?
Do you think you'll be able to change the color?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we can.
I
understand the necessity. All right. And I'm going to, that's beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and use my light blast with a 10.
Okay.
Might be a stunt, I don't know, to manipulate the light of the way the light reflects on the car.
Yeah, did we decide how this works?
I think so.
I think essentially it's the way this paint kind of works is that just, depending on how the light hits it from the outside, it just looks a certain way. So if you're maintaining this the entire time while you're driving,
as long for a few blocks, as long as it looks like it's a different color than when we left for a few blocks, that's all I care about.
If I could reach my hands out in a way that both my palms can be directionally towards the side mirrors, and I can use that as a reflective surface to cast on that illusion, light onto the side of the car, the van.
going to call that a stunt.
Okay.
So you're going to have to spend your point of community determination to get
Done.
that done. Because that's your light blasts. That's not really what they do. They really like drain energy and stuff.
Yes,
So,
yeah, definitely a stunt kind of, yeah.
but the roll is good enough and it works.
Okay.
Where are you headed?
Back to the office.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the office phone because I doubt I have Reese the Younger's phone number. And if he doesn't pick up, I'm just gonna like start leaving a message on the thing like, "Hey, please pick up, it's Bennie, hello."
And you hear
Hi,
Doran
hello.
pick up. He's like, "Hey, what's up? What's up? How'd it go?"
Okay. This went a way that we weren't expecting. Do you know where any of your father's research is? Any of it? About the cure, about his powers, about anything he's learned? Do you know where any of it is?
He's like, "Well, we brought all those books with us. He starts digging around. And he's like, these library books. There are all kinds of notes in the margins, all sorts of stuff. It's not really my deal, but if someone who understands this,
I need you to get a head start. I need you to do your best to find anything that looks important. Give us a good place to start when we get back, because we got 2 statues, man. We'll be there soon, though. I need you to get a head start.
God damn. All right, so you're headed towards the office?
Yeah.
Okay. You get back to the office. We're probably going to go like a hair over here. So I thought Sam was going to be reflecting bullets from security drones. You get to the office, and let's say you very stealthily carry Kadrax and Ruben back up, and you find Doran in there, and he's spread out the library books on the floor, and he's like, there are all kinds of notes and formulas all over these things. I'm not a science guy. I can't read them.
Did anything look important? Anything looked the most worn? Anything? What?
I mean, I don't know. It all looks important. Does anybody here speak science?
Yes, I just needed to get us a place to start.
Yeah. What book did you find was the most relevant to the topic that we are trying to research? Specifically, how to reverse the symptoms, the effects of this plant.
He did a lot of there are a lot of notes in this chemistry book, but I don't know. And he hands you a book on it looks like a very advanced chemistry book, biochemistry. Let's tell you what. Let's just do this the easy way. Make an intellect roll.
Oh my god, I'm nervous.
Can I assist at all? Like, can this be a group effort? I don't remember how assisting works. I'm very sorry.
You can do a combined task where it's like you both work to do the same thing at the same time. I don't quite know how much that might help in this situation.
That's fine. Just figured I'd ask.
I got an 11. I haven't added anything. I don't know if I could add my investigation because I'm.
Yeah, I think you could add investigation to this. So that makes 13.
11.
12. Okay, so.
Do you want to? Do we have any community determination left?
I think I used it last.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, but that is a moderate success. Ulez, these notes do not look like they were meant to be understood by anybody except for Ruben Reese. But you're not just anybody, and you are able to start to break the code and read the shorthand and kind of put it together bit by bit. And you have the sample, and you believe that you can see what he was suggesting as far as synthesizing the sample. And you think he was suggesting of synthesizing the sample into some kind of like an aerosol spray.
Okay.
That he would treat the statues with, and it would sort of melt away the stone. You have your high-tech...
You have the lab.
Lab equipment. But you also only have a couple of petals of the flower.
Yeah.
So if you screw it up, you could be totally screwed.
If I could call a friend, Ulez.
This is not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
I think I've seen that one before.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Who? Yeah.
Pete.
Pete.
Pete not only speaks Ulez, but they understand the finer details of the biology and the science behind this that Ulez doesn't have the foundation to be able to apply normally.
Okay. Sure.
Molly might also be an option.
Yeah.
You are, yeah, it is daytime, and the Pete is. You call the library, and you find that Pete is not on duty. Actually, Marley Dang is on duty. So, oh, Ulez, didn't I meet you? You came here looking for with your friend, right? Who was looking at the articles by Adam Aubrey, right?
Hello. We greet you. We have also dialed the wrong number. And
Well, what number were you trying to reach? Because you do know me.
we were looking for Pete. We have some rather specific science and time-sensitive knowledge that I require a resolution upon immediately. Are you familiar with biology and synthesizing raw materials into an aerosol spray?
Well, I know some stuff about science. That does sound a little bit complicated.
Okay. We have other contacts if you do not believe that you are the best candidate for this. Because we are...
I don't know if this is really quite up my alley. I'm more of, a research librarian.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh, Bennie, yes.
No, not for her. Sorry. Didn't Molly's dad work with superpowered individuals?
Terrence Darnell?
Terrence Darnell, that's right.
I want to call Molly. Like, Molly and Ulez are as close as Ulez would really have any friends.
Yeah, absolutely. And you call Molly Darnell, and you explain the situation, let's say, since we're getting down to it, I'm going to try and speed things up a hair. And she's like, interesting. Can you hang on one second?
Oh, yes, we can.
And as
he's
she
just
says
walking
that,
in circles. I'm just pacing in circles in the room.
the air around you crackles a little bit, and Molly Darnell and Terrence Darnell just appear there in the living room. And she's like,
we greet you.
Where are the patients?
We have the three of them laying here in the living room floor.
Molly Darnell, played by Nathalie Manuel, and Terrence Darnell, I think is Orlando Jones. And they get to work. They start examining the patients, looking at the flower, reading through the notes. Y'all are working into the night.
Oh, yeah, we are.
But eventually, as the night comes to an end, between the three of you, you think you've started to figure it out. Ulez, give me an intellect roll.
Okay. 10.
10. Okay. It's an extremely difficult task. A 10 might not have got this done. But since you have both Molly and Terrence Darnell with you, who are experts in exactly this kind of super science, you are able to formulate this aerosol that Ruben Reese was contemplating.
He provided a bit of a template, and we just have to fill in the blanks.
Who would you like to try it on first?
Kadrax, yeah.
Okay. Terrence walks over to Kadrax and he says, a little dab should do. And he kind of spritzes once. And as you watch, very slowly, the stone begins to change back to flesh. And it just sort of spreads out very quickly along the body. And very quickly, Kadrax is restored to normal, although still very dead.
How many hours has it been?
Let's say about, at this point, it has been about 8 hours.
Okay.
Let's say it's been about, how long does it take, Kadrax? Was it 10?
I thought it was 8.
It does take 8. It's
Oh, it does
10
take
minus
8?
power level. So
Right,
it
right,
might not
okay.
yet be that long, but I appreciate the alacrity with which saving me from waking up.
Yeah, let's say it's
Mhm.
just under 8 hours at this point.
Okay.
Who's next?
Vian.
Okay. Terrence walks over and spritzes Vian. And then same effect. Just very slowly, it just spreads out, changing everything from stone back to normal.
He was standing, so I would like to stand there too. When he
Good call, because
yeah.
he kind of falls abruptly and you catch him. And he kind of leans back in your arms and you kind of look at him and you can see his eyes are open. And inside his eyes, you just see these kind of swirling, ghostly colors.
Okay. But he's breathing?
But he's breathing.
All right, I'm going to go lay him down on the couch.
All right, and then finally Ruben.
Yeah, and Terrence walks over and sprays Ruben. And he, same effect, changes back to flesh. And he sort of starts to come to, and he looks around.
I slap him across the face.
You slap him across the face?
Across the face. Mm-hmm. As soon as I know he's alive, I am slapping him across the face.
And he just kind of looks around and sees where he is, and he says,
"We trusted you. We trusted you and we helped you.
And the cure worked.
No thanks to you. In the end, keep it together. We don't live to exist with our rage and our hate, okay? I wasn't going to leave you in there. You're welcome. But I need you to get it together, okay? So you and I, we don't, it sucks. It sucks to be afraid of yourself. I know that. I told you that. You know that I get it. But we're not going to live for revenge, okay? We're not going to live for our hate.
Make a willpower roll.
She is so mad. She is so angry right now. Can I use fire that's closest kept as a on a personal, like on an emotional level?
Yeah, I think so. Wow, everyone is totally out of determination now.
Yeah, I'm done. That is gonna be a 10. That's
okay.
10. No, 11. It is
And
6 supposed to be 11. Yeah.
And he kind of looks at you and just couldn't control myself. And he slowly gets to his feet. And he takes the armband that Kadrax made him, and he straps it back on.
You can, though. I believe that you can. Just is going to take some time. They didn't give you the space you needed to get used to it. But you can do that now.
And he walks towards the door, and Doran gets up and walks towards him and says, "Let's go home, Dad." And Ruben says, "I can't. I'm clearly not ready for that. I need space and time." And he lets himself out, and Doran just sort of watches and then sits down in the chair and kind of just stares at the floor as Kadrax begins to wake up.
Oh, thank God.
We greet you.
I bring them a glass of water.
Ulez is just going to sit on the ground next to them.
Kadrax doesn't do anything to stop the flow of air. They just lie with their legs next to Ulez proximate and lying on top of dog and just breathing.
Sorry.
We are sorry that happened.
Is he okay? Is he alive?
Yes. The cure was administered, and
Everyone's alive. Kadrax.
correct.
And Kadrax is touching Ulez with their legs and dog with their torso, and they reach out toward Vian's ankle, just. And they just breathe.
And you know what? As you were just breathing, we'll see y'all next week. Holy God, was that just a complete, it just has nothing to do with the episode I planned. That was amazing. Y'all kill me. You're in the best possible way.
Excuse you?
Let me rephrase that. Sam, I love you. I'm sorry to keep killing you. But that was amazing. Y'all, all of you killed that. Oh my God. So many stars for tonight. We're gonna talk about this. I'm sorry to take us over time. Let's go around the table real quick. Let the good people know where they can find you, starting with Sam Blev.
I have been and am once again Kadrax Eversinger. And when I am alive and human on the internet, you can find the schedule thereof on my Twitch page. It feels so small after having been dead, weirdly. But that's twitch.tv/Delevely, DELEVELY. My one-offs are including a recent interview I did with Roll Together RPG all about things that happen in Power Play that I wasn't expecting, and things I admire about GMs, and all sorts of other stuff. You can find those sorts of things on Twitter at Tchaikovsky, CHAIKOVSKY. Hug your dogs, people.
Oh, Caitlin Bruder. Sorry,
Hi.
you have a real name. Sorry.
I do at some point. I'm Caitlin Bruder, and I'm actually not going to promote myself today. I would like everybody to check out the hashtag StopLine3 because there are pipelines being put up in northern Minnesota that are crossing hundreds of clean water lines, and the water protectors really need our help. And you can find ways to help and resources and donation sites and links to things at linktr.ee/stopline3. And it felt very fitting that today we fucked around with a oil company. But
three
I
like
would
the number, three like the TR.
the number, the numerical value. Yeah, but yeah, you can find hashtag StopLine3 on Twitter, and like on TikTok, there's a lot of Native and Indigenous folks who have been talking a lot about it. They need support, and if you're not in northern Minnesota and you can't go, be there in person and help them stop the lines, they really need help with bail. A bunch of people have been unlawfully arrested, and a lot of treaties are being broken. So I think I would love it if everybody went and checked that out, and even just giving some views and some interactions to some of their stuff to help it.
If you put out some links, we'll retweet that from Power Play. I'm sure Jake will retweet it from QueueTimes and stuff. So go if you're looking for links, check all of our accounts. And good on you. B Zelda.
Yeah, last but not least, I am a podcaster, streamer, community manager of the Adventurers League. And if we're talking about cool things to promote right now, on the 30th of this month, which I believe is a Friday, I am going to be streaming with the Broadswords and some really fabulous guests, a charity, I think like a game of like Coven Witches to raise money for Trans Lifeline, which is a grassroots hotline, a nonprofit organization offering direct and emotional financial support to trans people in crisis in Canada. So a big fan of their work. And if you want to support a cool charity and see me play a druid that is made out of worms, come check it out on Friday.
Wow, every character you play is just like more bananas than the last. It's great.
Gotta keep raising the bar.
Gotta get you on a tempting fate one of these days. So to just see what B Zelda would do with that kind of
Yes,
narrative freedom. Yeah. So yeah, check all that out. I'm Rick Budd. You can find me at rbud913 on Twitter and Instagram. I'm going to retweet links from all that stuff later tonight. Thank everybody for bearing with us. I also want to send a special thanks to our mods, Liz and Chandra and Olivia, who I think started the shenanigans that put us through the roof before we even started tonight and unlocked everything. We love y'all. Mods, as I always say, are the real heroes of the internet. We play hero here, but like mods are the ones out there who fight to keep spaces safe for everybody and really make, it's like the difference between a YouTube comment section and the places you love going on the internet are mods. And so please send them your love. And we will be back here next week with everybody, and Omar Najam will be back with us. And
We miss you, Omar.
We miss you, Omar. We love you.
We miss you.
And on that, the theater goes dark. And we are in a small country located just north of India called Purnata in the present day. Purnata. A man wearing jeans and a jacket, denim jacket, let's say he's played by Naveen Andrews, sits on the hood of a Jeep, which is parked by the mouth of a cave. And he looks bored. And just then, a pickup truck pulls up, and it parks, and another man, this one who's kind of geeky looking, wearing a suit, and I say he's played by Dev Patel, he gets out, and he waves at the other man, and he says, Professor Vaikar? And Professor Vaikar smiles and nods, and he says, Dr. Pavaji, I presume. And Dr. Pavaji walks over and says, I was so excited, I came directly from the airport. And Professor Vaikar goes to the back of his Jeep, and he says, then let's do this. And he grabs two powerful flashlights, and he hands one to the doctor. And they enter the cave. And they walk a few dozen yards before coming to a crack in the wall. And the professor says, we'll have to squeeze through here. And one at a time, they push their way through the crack. And on the other side, the doctor shines his light around. And his eyes go wide as he sees there in an ancient but very elaborately built chamber. There are columns of rock carved, just right out of the stone of the cave, supporting the ceiling, and everything is covered in these faded glyphs. And Dr. Pavaji just looks amazed, and he says, I didn't believe you. The Siddharma civilization is older than even the Indus Valley civilization. They left so little behind. We could fit it all in a closet, but this. And he trails off as his eyes are drawn to the other end of the room. And he walks over and shines his light on two large statues, people 10 feet tall, each sitting in their own enormous throne. And the professor asks, who do you think they are? The doctor shrugs. Gods, perhaps? And he runs his finger along the feet of one of the statues, brushing away millennia of dust that have built up on it. And he walks to the next statue, and he runs his finger through the dust again. And then he stops. Ahead of him, there's a third throne, but no one is sitting in it. And the doctor says, you're sure the site hasn't been recently disturbed? And the professor says, very sure. It's been sealed for thousands of years. Your hands are the first modern hands to touch anything in here. Why? And the doctor turns his attention back to the empty throne, and he runs his finger along the seat. And he looks at his fingertip, but there's no dust on it. And he says, the god is missing. And it looks like they left recently. And on that, we cut to black, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for playing with us.